I'm Brother Al. For those who don't know, this is Brother Will. We coming to you on behalf of the Vineyard of Israel, in the name of the Most High God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? So we want to thank Him for giving us a chance to worship Him in spirit and in truth. We want to thank Him for waking us out of darkness, bringing us out of great deception, allowing us to know about His true Sabbath day, the seventh day of the week. All right, so all praise. All right, so with that being said, the title of the lesson today is Understanding the Covenant. What are laws, statutes, and judgments, and commandments? I forgot to put commandments too. What are laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments? We need to know. Because one thing I recognize, when I do these lessons to y'all, I'm doing it to myself too. I'm Eve. You understand? So I'm really doing it for me. Y'all just the beneficiary. So one thing I've come to realize is that, we Hebrew Israelites, we always say, I keep God's laws and statutes and commandments. But we, truth be told, we lump them all together. We just say we just use all of it as law. Right? But when somebody presses us about it, they ask us, what's the difference? We're going to be hard pressed to give them a solid answer. Right? But one thing we fail to realize, these laws, this covenant, the laws, statutes, and judgment, those are the rules of the covenant. It ain't no covenant without rules and regulations and guidelines. So that's what they are. Because you have many Christians that they say they under the new covenant, but they don't want to keep no law. So explain to me, how does that work? What are you really under? You ain't under nothing. You don't have no guidelines. And truth be told, what we need to realize as being Hebrews is this covenant that God gave us is our heritage. That's why the world don't like it. They're not supposed to like it. Scripture lets you know, it says you're going to be hated for my name's sake. What you mean? Everything that I gave you is contrary to the world. They hate it. So it's natural. And truth be told, the way that we've learned about God, we've come to kind of shun it. We hear words like sacrifices, oblations. To us, those are kind of shunned upon. Taboo. We don't like, we really don't. Oh, no. You see, you trying to take me out when you start talking that kind of talk. Sacrifices and oblations. But we need to understand what these things are. This is our heritage. This is how we live life. And you know what? God gave us this because this covenant brings heaven on earth. If you keep it right, it's a literal mirror reflection of what's going on in the heavens. From the tabernacle to the Ark of the Covenant to the golden candlestick to the priesthood, it's a mirror reflection. The reason why we don't know what's going on in heaven because we don't understand the covenant. So we're going to ease into it today. All right, hopefully, you stick with me and follow me. But last week, we learned about the ninth hour, being an hour of prayer. Right? Right now, the reason why that's important, which we're going to find out today, is because they tell you sacrifices is done away with. Sacrificial law is nailed to the cross. But that ain't true. The sacrifice for sin is fulfilled. Right now, under the new covenant, we commanded to offer up spiritual sacrifices. And the covenant teaches us it's a time. The Lord said, let everything be done decently and in order. It's a time to offer up spiritual sacrifices according to the covenant if you want your prayers to be heard. Now, you can pray all day, no problem. But you want to show God you understand the covenant, you do it accordingly. That's what Daniel was doing. Paul did it. We got Gentiles doing it, Cornelius. And it works. Why? Because operating within the covenant that's how you please God. So now sacrifice and oblation is our prayers, our words. So we have to go back into the original covenant to see how they reflect. Because once we understand the old covenant, that'll help us understand the new one. The one that we say we under, but we don't want to keep no law. See, once you get rid of the sacrifices, all God's feast days and holy days, that's how you really, truly, that's how you worship God. He's teaching us how to worship and how to serve Him. Coming to the Sabbath, that's commanded. That we learning about God now. We ain't worshiping and serving Him. He's trying to teach us how. From the beginning to the end, everybody has given God sacrifice and offering. So they tell us in the new covenant, now you don't have to do that. How is that so? How are we serving God? Even the pagans, every last pagan, they offer their God what? Sacrifices, offerings. The Bible tells you Gentiles sacrifice to devils, right? So everybody knows how to appease and please their God. It's time for us to learn how to please the Heavenly Father. Only way we can do that is according to the covenant. See, we come into the truth and we learn about the foundation, and then we get lax. Like the Lord say, that knowledge is puff us up and then we quit. So that's where we're going to start out to show us where we are with this thing. So pick me up, Brother Will, if you don't mind, in Matthew, the 13th chapter. I'll take verse 9. I'll take verse 9. Matthew 13 and 9. So just realize, once you operate within the covenant, that's your Hebrew heritage. We the only people that don't have, we think our heritage is soul food. Huh? That's what we think, cornbread. Well, we've been doing cornbread, I ain't gonna lie, but I'm just saying. We think slavery is our heritage. We don't know. And when it's written right here, all of these things we overlook, that's for us. We're supposed to know this so we can teach the word. So they've taught us, that's why we don't know it. So really, we've come to the realization to learn about God. We know who we are now. We Hebrew Christians. That's how we learned about God. But we have to go and recover our heritage ourselves. Y'all feel me? That's the only way we're going to truly learn. God is a Hebrew. Don't you understand that? He teaches the Hebrew how to serve Him. You can't just, our problem with God is we've been coming to Him like we are. Therefore, our life has no power. We operate under the banner. We live it, we reap the benefits of sin. And we comfortable with that. We don't have no power with God because we don't know how to please Him. You come to Him incorrectly. How's He going to listen to you? All these years that went by, we just now found out about the 9th hour. Huh? That's ridiculous. That's our heritage. We're supposed to know that, like right in our left hand. But just stick with us. Little by little, we'll learn it all together. This we do as the Lord permit. Pick me up at verse 9. This is Matthew the 13th chapter, the 9th verse, talking to the scripture.
Who hath ears to hear,
what's that?
let him hear.
Everybody got ears, is that correct? Who don't have ears in here? Security? Because he lying. So everybody got it. So what is the Lord talking about?
And the disciples came.
Hold on, let me finish. He talking about spiritual ears, right? So with this being said, it's two different ways to read the word of God and listen to the word. You can read it from a carnal point of view, but you only going to get what's on the surface. But if the Lord says, with all your getting, get understanding, that's going to take you deeper. That's going to put you at that spiritual level of understanding. Spiritual ears is what he's speaking of. Right, and this is the problem that he has with us. Go ahead and read, Brother Will.
And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables?
The whole Bible is written in parables. He said, why you speak to them in parables? Look what he said.
He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven.
He's talking about his own people. Y'all realize that, right? The Bible says Jesus came to his own and they refused him. So this is for us. He said, why you talk to them in parable? He said, because, what you say?
It is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given.
Why is it not given? Because they have closed their ears and their eyes. And see, that's why when we come into the truth, that's why we stop growing. Because we become these people right here. These are our ancestors. Matter of fact, we become just like them. Because we have clothes, we feel like we got it all. We don't. All right, go ahead.
For whosoever hath, to him shall be given.
Yeah.
And he shall have more abundance. But whosoever
That's it.
hath...
You keep pressing. You come in, you learn this thing, You keep pressing. You start growing in grace. The Lord will give you more abundantly. Whatever you sow is what you're going to reap. So you come in, you sow a little seed, you quit. That's all you get. Right, but go ahead.
But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away even that he hath.
That's right. You come until you get a little knowledge, you stop on your mission or your journey. That little bit you have will be taken away. That's why you see people fall off and return back to their own money. You get rich and stop trying. Right, go ahead.
13.
Yes, sir.
Therefore speak I to them in parables.
That's why I speak to them in parables. Come on.
Because they see not.
See, we see the words. We read it. We see what it's saying. Thou should not kill. Thou should not steal. But we think all killing. You with that kind of understanding, somebody come up on you, fool around, won't even defend yourself. You seeing, but you have eyes. But he said we not seeing. We not comprehending. Go ahead.
And hearing, they hear not.
We hear the word, but are we listening? That's what he said. He said you don't listen. He said you hear it, but you don't listen. Go ahead.
Neither do they understand.
See, that's it. Neither do they understand. You shut off your own understanding. When you hear the word and you harden your heart to it, you have taken the first step. If it's something that you don't know, instead of trying to see the Lord tell you, see the thing all the way through before you make your judgment. But we get just a little bit away and then we shut it down because we ain't never heard that before. You ain't going to have no understanding. You done shut it down. You didn't even try. He said a wise man hear the matter all the way through. Because there's many things we got to learn. If they don't understand, come on.
14.
Yes, sir.
And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah.
What did he say?
Which said, by hearing ye shall hear.
Okay.
And shall not understand.
Right on.
And seeing you shall see.
And what else?
And shall not perceive.
That's where we at with the word of God. What else?
For this people's heart is waxed gross.
That's why we don't see and hear. Our mind, your heart is your mind. Your wax gross. You know it all. That little knowledge you got to pump you up and blinded you. So he can come in and deal with you now because you're dealing with one of his characteristics. Pride. If little knowledge come in, he said, for this people heart is wax gross. I done heard this about the commandment 75,000 times. I'm tired of that. Well, this time, the 76,000 times, you might learn something new. You might glean something differently. Not if you done close down, though. Go ahead.
And their ears are dull of hearing.
You tired of hearing that same old thing. This is us, the ones that know the commandments. Go ahead.
And their eyes, they have closed.
Who closed them?
They have closed.
Or let me say, you have closed your eyes, your ears. Go ahead. But he said it's given to you, though. I gave it to you. It's given to you to understand the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead.
Lest at any time they should see with their eyes
and
hear with their ears.
Then what?
And should understand with their heart.
And then what happened once they understand with their heart?
And should be converted.
And
I should heal them.
Say amen. It's a process. It's a process. He said, and I'll heal them. But go ahead.
But blessed are your eyes,
for
they see.
And
your ears, for they hear.
Because they didn't close their ears and eyes. Go back. Let's see where he got this from. Isaiah the 6th chapter. Pick me up at the 9th verse. So it's on us. If you wonder why we come in and get stagnant, that is why. He lets you know. Because what he tell you? As long as you with me, I'm with you. He tell you about knowledge, seek for it, and you'll find it. He also tell you once you stop. That's on you. Verse 9. Go ahead.
And he said,
what?
Go and tell this people.
What?
Hear ye indeed, but understand not.
He said, hear ye indeed, but you're not going to understand. Go ahead.
And see ye indeed.
And see ye indeed.
But perceive not.
So what is he talking about? He ain't talking about seeing people and hearing what you people are. Is it? He's talking about seeing and hearing the word of God. Go ahead.
Make the heart of this people fat.
Yes.
And make their ears heavy.
Yes.
And shut their eyes.
Why?
Lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears.
Then what happened?
And understand with their heart. And convert and be healed.
Be converted, be healed. But why is he telling Isaiah to do this? Because Isaiah's going to prophesy and preach the word, but the people going to turn a deaf ear. Go ahead.
Then said I,
What you say?
Lord, how long?
Mm-hmm.
And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate.
Yes.
And the Lord have removed men far away,
Uh-huh.
and there be a great forsaking in the midst of the land.
That's right. That's happened after Jesus' time. When he came and he died, the city was destroyed, all of Israel, all of Jerusalem was scattered. Go ahead.
But yet in it shall be a tent,
Yes.
and it shall return,
See, there's always a small remnant. A tent, right? Come on.
and shall be eaten as a teal tree, and as an oak, whose substance is in them.
Yes.
When they cast their leaves, so the holy seed shall be the substance thereof.
That's right. So that's good. Pick me up real quick before we go on. Let me have let me get that Nehemiah. Nehemiah 9 chapter verse 13. So this is our heritage we need to learn about. The Lord is telling us, he told us that they're going to hate you for my name's sake. Matter of fact, while you getting that Nehemiah, pick me up at Matthew 24. I said it, but let's let the Lord say it. Matthew 24. Verse 8. Matthew 24 and 8. Hearken to the scripture.
All these are the beginning of sorrows.
Perilous times is coming. Yeah, this is just the beginning, start explaining things, but go ahead and read.
Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted,
Uh-huh.
and shall kill you.
For what?
And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
So how many nations gonna hate you? For what reason? The Lord, for the sake of the Lord, right? And that's gonna happen once we start dealing and diving in this covenant, and you start keeping it and performing, because it's action. The covenant is action. Things you have to do and things you have to refrain from doing. It requires work and action on your part. That's why you work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So we're going to learn a little bit about it. We're going to ease into it if at all possible. So let's go to Nehemiah, the 9th chapter, 13th verse. We're going to find out that the Lord gave a covenant. And within this covenant, it's going to contain laws, statutes, judgments, commandments, right? Said we as Hebrew Israelites, we really don't know the difference. But we're going to learn some today. Verse 13, hearken to the scripture.
Thou camest down also upon Mount Sinai,
Yes.
and spakest with them from heaven.
That's what the Lord did to Israel when they was in the wilderness, right fresh out of bondage. Came down on Mount Sinai, spoke the commandments to them, and what happened?
And gavest them right judgments.
Yes.
And true laws.
And he gave them right judgments. He gave them true laws.
Good
He
statutes.
gave them good statutes.
And commandments.
And commandments. And we threw them all together. What else?
And madest known unto them thy holy Sabbath.
He said, you made your holy Sabbath known unto them. Come on.
And commandest them precepts.
Commanded them precepts,
Statutes.
and laws.
By the hand of Moses thy servant.
I say amen. And that's good for us too. That's why he didn't rewrite the rules and regulations of the covenant. We got to go back and see what the rules of engagement are. So he said you did that in Mount Sinai, right? Or Mount Horeb is one and the same. Let's go to Deuteronomy 29 real quick. Pick me up at verse 1. Deuteronomy 29, verse 1. Hearken to the scripture.
These are the words of the covenant,
Yes.
which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel in the land of Moab.
Uh-huh. In the land of Moab. I thought it said Mount Sinai. Is this a different covenant? No, sir. What he's letting you know right here is the covenant is going to consist of more than just a command. He gave them the 10 commandments on Mount Sinai. He also said, this is the covenant which the Lord commanded the children of Israel in the land of Moab. Totally different place. It's not a totally different covenant, though. All of this consists of one covenant. Go ahead.
Beside the covenant which he made with them in Horeb.
I say, he said, besides the one that he made with them in Horeb, all of them is going to extend to be one covenant. The 10 Commandments plus, what he's letting you know is, plus his laws, right? See, because we thought the 10 Commandments was laws. His statutes, his judgments, and his commandments. All of that is contained in the first and second covenant. Right? So let's go start. Let's see. Where we want to. Let's see what. Let's see what law is. Right? Let's see what law is. Pick me up at Leviticus, the 7th chapter. Let me have that first verse. So what we're doing now, we're gonna break them down. We're gonna compartmentalize them. Right? We're gonna ease into this thing. So what we're finna find out now is something real shocking. I guarantee you, it was to me then. I'm speaking of how it was to me. Y'all probably smarter than me. So, Leviticus 7, verse 1. Hearken to the scripture.
Likewise,
Go ahead.
this is the law of the trespass offering.
Offering? Law? Oh. See, when the Lord is talking about his laws, most of the time they consist or sacrifices pertain to what he considers to be law. Just think about it. You don't know how to serve me. You might come with any old thing, any type of service you want. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pass law. So when I give you the right way to serve me, this to make sure that you don't transgress this. You understand? So he said, this is the law. And Paul even told us this. Sometimes, most of the time when the Bible's talking law, it'll talk sacrificial law. Only time you really see it is sometimes they use it as when they generalize the whole thing. Right? I'll give you an example in a minute. Like Romans the 7th chapter tell you that the law had dominion over man as long as he lived. He talks about the whole thing, the commandments, the statutes, and that. And then you go to Galatians, the 3rd chapter, he tell you that the law was added because of sin. That's the sacrificial law. He didn't call it the sacrificial law. Why? Because right here what we read, he just called it the law. So the law is pertaining to sacrifices. You have to have sacrifices and offerings in order to correctly serve the true and living God. It's not going to happen without it. You don't know what he requires. He's already told, don't serve me like the nations. So you say, what again, Brother Will?
Likewise, this is the law of the trespass offering.
Right, because once you trespass my statutes or transgressions, the same thing, you have to make an offering. This is law. Drop down to verse 11. Do that make any sense? Yeah. Verse 11.
And this is the law of the sacrifice of peace offering.
What? This is the law of what? The sacrifice? Sacrifice law? Of peace. Yeah, because once you trespass, you got to make a trespass offering, and on top of that, you have to make a peace offering. This is the law. Therefore, you got to keep it the way I say it. Go ahead and read.
Which he shall offer unto the Lord.
Yes.
If he offer it for thanksgiving, then he shall offer with the sacrifice of thanksgiving unleavened cakes mingled with oil.
So he got all of this what we read is laws pertaining to sacrifices. We don't know how to correctly sacrifice to God, so he has to tell us and put law in place. So therefore we'll know. Drop down to verse 37. Go ahead.
This is the law of the burnt offering, of the meat offering, and of the sin offering.
Right. See, meat offering, we think meat like chicken, right? But the meat he's talking about is grain and flour, which we use to offer bread. Meat offering is bread, right? The drink offering will be that wine. See, we see hen of drink, we thinking a chicken and some wine. Now, hen is the measurement, Right? He telling you exactly how much wine to pour out for a drink offering. Hen is the measurement. It's about a gallon and a half. Right? But go ahead. What verse? You still at 37?
Middle 37.
Okay, go ahead.
And of the trespass offering.
So he said, this is the law of the burnt offering and of the sin offering and of the trespass offering. Go ahead.
And of the consecration.
Yes.
And of the sacrifice of the peace offering.
Yes.
Which the Lord commanded Moses in Mount Sinai in the day that he commanded the children of Israel to offer their oblations unto the Lord in the wilderness of Sinai.
So I command him to offer oblations and not you. When it I'm God and I change not. When the same covenant, when we got the same rules under the new covenant. See, he had to teach them how to serve him. When he brought them out of wilderness, he told Pharaoh, let my people go that they may serve me in the wilderness. So how they going to serve him if they don't know him? He got to show them. He got to give them law, statutes, commands. So a lot of sacrifice, when you see the law, it's pertaining a lot of times to sacrifice, even the dietary law. Yeah, I said it. The dietary law. This is the dietary law, but it's teaching us what to sacrifice unto God. So you see, that's what it means. Seeing, we see, but we ain't comprehending. Hearing, we hear it, but we ain't understanding. So let me show you, because I know that's strange. I know we ain't heard this. Verse Leviticus, the 11th chapter. You can hold Deuteronomy 14 at the same time. Both of those are talking about the sacrificial law, or the dietary law, I should say. But we call it dietary law, but it's bigger than the dietary law. Deuteronomy 14. While we're here, we can start at verse 4. Verse 4 through 8. Hearken to the scripture.
These are the beasts which ye shall eat, the ox, the sheep, and the goat.
Yes.
The hart, and the roebuck.
Right.
And the fallow deer.
Yeah.
And the wild goat.
Mm-hmm.
And the pygarg.
See, why does he have to tell us that? Because we didn't know. All we know before we get to this point is that it's clean and unclean beasts. We go back to Genesis, we'll see the clean and the unclean beasts, but we didn't know which ones was which. So therefore, I got to make a law. So you would know what to eat and what not to eat. And on top of that, you would know what not to sacrifice to me and what's clean to sacrifice. But go ahead, I'm going to show you how both of them tie together. Go ahead.
And the wild ox. And the chamois.
Yes.
And every beast that parteth the hoof,
right,
and cleaveth the cleft into two claws, and cheweth the cud among the beasts that ye shall eat.
See, that's good for you to consume. And if it's good for you to consume, that means it's clean for you to sacrifice upon my altar, even more so. Go ahead.
Nevertheless, these ye shall not eat of them that chew the cud.
Right, so you may try to sacrifice an unclean animal to the Lord if he didn't tell you that. If he didn't let us know this, right? Go ahead.
Or of them that divide the cloven hoof,
yes,
as the camel, and the hare,
yes,
and the coney.
Right.
For they chew the cud, but divide not the hoof.
Right.
Therefore they are unclean unto you.
Or they not fit to sacrifice. Don't sacrifice these to me. They unclean to sacrifice. You can't put nothing unclean on the altar of God. Go ahead.
And the swine.
Yes.
Because it divided the hoof.
And he tell you exactly why. Because it divided the hoof.
Yet chew it not the cud.
Don't chew the cud. Go ahead.
It is unclean unto you.
It's unclean unto you. You can't consume it and you can't sacrifice it unto me. Go ahead and read.
Ye shall not eat of their flesh.
Yes.
Nor touch their dead carcass.
That's right. That's because that's when it's unclean, when it's dead. All right. Go ahead.
These ye shall eat of all that are in the waters.
Mm-hmm. All right, what verse you at? That's good. Let's go to the 11th chapter of Leviticus and read a little bit. So we're gonna read some of the same thing. Let's start at verse 1. Verse 1. Hearken to the scripture.
And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them,
what?
Speak unto the children of Israel, saying,
what? These
are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth.
Right.
Whatsoever parteth the hoof, and is cloven footed, and cheweth the cud, among the beasts, that shall ye eat.
That's right, because that's what's clean. It's also good or clean for you to sacrifice to me. Go ahead.
Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that devour the hoof, as the camel.
Yes.
Because he cheweth the cud,
yes,
but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you.
Right, you can't sacrifice no camel on the altar. Neither can you consume it. Go ahead.
And the coney.
Yes.
Because he cheweth the cud,
right,
but divided not the hoof.
And he lets you know exactly why. Go ahead.
He is unclean unto you.
Right, go ahead.
And the hare. Because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you.
What else?
And the swine.
Yes.
Though he divided the hoof, and be cloven footed,
what?
Yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you.
That's right. Then he goes down and tells you about each family out of the waters and the fowls that fly. Because what we're going to learn is some people couldn't offer this type of sacrifice. They couldn't afford the beast. Or that wasn't their area of expertise. So for them, he said you could offer something that don't cost as much, like a fowl. If you couldn't afford the fowl, he'd give you a chance to come with the grain. But point about it is, everybody has to sacrifice unto the Lord. That's how you serve. That's part of true service and worship. Right? Go drop down to the 43rd verse. Go ahead.
You shall not make yourselves abominable with any creeping thing that creepeth, neither shall you make yourselves unclean with them.
That's right.
That ye should be defiled thereby.
That's right. So you can't eat it and you can't sacrifice it to me. We're gonna watch the word, and at the end, what are you gonna tell you? Go ahead.
For I am the Lord your God.
That's right.
Ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves.
And what else?
And ye shall be holy.
Why?
For I am holy.
So I'm holy, so I'm teaching you how to be holy. So you thought this was just talking about you consuming with your mouth. It's teaching you how to sacrifice to the Lord. He holy, so he only going to accept a holy sacrifice. Or a clean sacrifice, clean animal. Right? Go ahead.
Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
Yes.
For I am the Lord that bringeth you up out of the land of Egypt to be your God. Ye shall therefore be holy, for I am holy.
You shall be holy, for I am holy. Go ahead.
This is the law of the beast.
This the what?
The law of the beast.
The law of the beast. These are the beasts you can sacrifice. These are clean for you to eat. Go ahead.
And of the fowl.
Yes.
And of every living creature that moveth in the waters. And of every creature that creepeth upon the earth.
And what else?
To make a difference between the unclean and the clean.
Yes.
And between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may not be eaten.
That's right. So this is how Noah knew. We just learning it right here. He already had this information. Right, so we can't offer these we only can offer the clean animals on God's altar. Jump to 1 Corinthians, the 6th chapter. Because just like the temple or the tabernacle of the congregation, when you consume those things, that's your offering. 1 Corinthians 6. Verse 19. Go ahead.
What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost which is in you?
That's why he told you about eating. Your body is the temple. You got to sacrifice to me these beasts on the temple, so I got to give you law on what's holy or what's clean and what's not clean. And that's why he told you to be holy, because I'm holy. What's good for me or holy for me is holy for you. What's good for me for you to eat, it's good for you to sacrifice unto me. Go ahead.
Which ye have of God, and ye are not your own.
You ain't your own. That's why he can tell you what's good for you to eat, what's clean and unclean. You're not your own. Go ahead.
For ye are bought with a price.
Amen. Just like when he bought them out of Egypt. He bought them with a price. They were somebody else's servants. Pharaoh, right? He bought them. Go ahead.
Therefore,
come on.
Therefore, glorify God in your body.
In your body. Because it's the temple. Go ahead.
And in your spirit.
Yes.
Which are God's.
Which are God's. Let's go to John, the 2nd chapter, verse 19. John 2 and 19. So it's a reason why your temple has to mirror the tabernacle or the temple of the Lord. Because he already knew something that we didn't know. Is this verse 9? You at verse 19? Go ahead.
Jesus answered and said unto them,
What did he tell them?
Destroy this temple.
See, he already knew it's going to come a point in time when I'm going to destroy this temple. The sacrifices and offerings that you make in here, you'll no longer make them here. But guess what? That don't mean they done away with. Go ahead and read.
And in 3 days I will raise it up.
Yes.
Then said the Jews,
what they say?
46 years was this temple in building.
They're like, man, it took 46 years to build this thing. What you talking about? Go ahead.
And wilt thou rear it up in 3 days?
And you say you're gonna destroy it in 3 days. Are you sure? Because it took 46 years. Go ahead.
But he spake of the temple of his body.
See, seeing you see, hearing you hear. They didn't understand. He said, he spoke of what you say?
The temple of his body.
He spoke of the temple of his body. John the 4th chapter, verse 19. John 4:19. Go ahead.
The woman said unto him.
So Jesus came to the woman at the well, right? He asked her for some water, and she said, we don't have no dealings with you, men Jews. You being a Jew, I'm being a Samaritan. He said, what you asked me some water for? He said, if you knew who it was to ask you for some water, you would have asked me. Right? And he was speaking of living water. He went straight over her head. Right? But go ahead. She started comparing him to Jacob and asking him, is he greater than her? Not even knowing. But anyway, go ahead, verse 19. This is what she came to find out. Go ahead.
Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet.
Oh, I perceive you are a prophet. Go ahead.
Our fathers worshipped in this mountain.
Yes, sir.
And ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship.
He said, our fathers worship in this mountain, Samaria. He said, but you say in Jerusalem is the place where we ought to worship. What's in Jerusalem? The temple. Right? But look what he said.
Jesus said unto her,
yes,
woman,
what happened?
Believe me,
yes,
the hour cometh
when
ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father.
That's why your body got to resemble the temple. Because the temple is where you go to give service, worship, sacrifice to God. We don't need a priest if we don't offer sacrifices, oblations, offerings. We don't even need the royal priesthood. If you get rid of sacrifice and offering, you can get rid of Israel. You can get rid of the Sabbath day. Because it was commanded for the priest to offer sacrifice on the Sabbath day. Then when you get rid of that, you can get rid of the new moon. You can get rid of all God's feast days. Because sacrifice is tied to each one of those days, in case you didn't know. And then you transgress against God all the time. He required peace offering, trespass. You get rid of all of that. What's left? You know what? Christianity. That's all you got. We don't need Israel. Huh? Well, the purpose of the priest is to offer. He the mediator. He take your sacrifice, your offering, he offered up to God on your behalf. That's what Israel do to the world. They got to come through Israel. God ain't taking everybody's sacrifice without you coming through Israel. Just like when you was in Israel, he wasn't taking everybody's sacrifice from your hand. You got to take it to the priesthood. If you get rid of the priest, if you get rid of sacrifice, you don't need the priest. Now we can pick and choose what laws and commandments we keep. Roman Catholicism can reign now. We can bring in the Latter-day Saints. God did away with his people. Sacrifice and offering is that important. And better yet, how are you going to please God? You don't even know how to properly worship him. We hit. It's that important. What verse you at? He said it's going to come an hour and a time where ye shall neither worship the Father in this mountain. Read that again, Brother Will.
Verse 21. Jesus saith unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father.
That's right, but that don't mean you don't have to worship him wherever you are. You got that? That don't mean that. So we still, everything is still going to be intact. Only thing is, the law, what we talking about, the sacrificial part, it's going to go spiritual. It's going to go spiritual. The Lord told you, I didn't come to destroy it. I came to fulfill it. Christianity, Catholicism teaches you that it's nailed to the cross, it's done away with, it's fulfilled. So once you start doing away with stuff, it's a domino effect. This is our heritage. That's why they can get rid of our heritage. Hide it under the banner. Make your heritage a religion. And that's what's happening. That's why when we hear it, we don't even really like it. Hands off. Huh? It's weird. It's supposed to be. The Lord said, procure your people. Royal priesthood. It's supposed to be strange to the world. That's why they're going to hate you. He told you these laws and these commandments are your wisdom. Where at? Among the nations. So we got to get back out here. Nobody else ain't going to teach it to us. They're going to teach us Catholicism. That's what they're going to give us. What verse you at?
22.
Go ahead.
Ye worship, ye know not what.
That's right. You don't know what you worship. Go ahead.
We know what we worship.
We know what we worship how?
For salvation is of the Jews.
Salvation is of the Jews. What you mean? Jesus Christ of Nazareth, King of the Jews. Huh? That's how you get salvation. But we're going to do away with that. We're going to bring something else in, and we just let it happen. But that's good on that, man. Pick me up. Let's go to Exodus, the 20th chapter. So a lot of the laws is based off sacrifice. Is what we call sacrifice. Matter of fact, while we there, pick me up at Galatians, the 3rd chapter, so I can show you what is being said. Galatians 3, and then we're going to do Romans, the 7th chapter. Galatians 3. You can pick me up at verse 17. Go ahead, once you get there.
And this I say.
What you say?
That the covenant that was confirmed before of God in Christ, the law, which was 430 years after, cannot disannul that it should make the promise of none effect.
All right, sorry. They don't make the promise of none effect. They work hand in hand. The law is going to lead you to the promise if you keep it right. But go ahead. So because we need to find out what law he's talking about. Notice he just said the law. But he started comparing it. He said it was confirmed in Christ. So what law did Christ come to confirm? Go ahead.
For if the inheritance be of the law, it is no more of promise.
Yes.
But God gave it to Abraham by promise.
God gave that covenant to Abraham by promise. Go ahead.
Wherefore then serveth the law.
I said, what's the purpose of the law? Notice he's just saying the law. Go ahead.
It was added because of transgressions.
Hold on. The law was added because of transgression. How is that? I thought it was already here. He ain't talking about the commandments. He didn't call the commandments. He said the law. The law was added because of sin. Sin is the breaking of the commandments. He added the law because you broke the commandment. What law did he add? The animal sacrifice law. So he just said, he's talking about the animal sacrifice law, but he just used the word the law. He know the difference. So he started explaining to you which law he was talking about. Go ahead.
Till the seed should come to whom the promise was made, and it was ordained by angels in the hand of a mediator.
That's right. So that law that it was confirmed in Christ is only going to last up until Christ comes. Christ is going to fulfill it or confirm it. Right? After that, it's going to go spiritual. It's not going to go away. Now let me show you how he look when he talk in general. Romans the 7th chapter, verse 1. So that law he was speaking of was a sacrificial law. Because how we know? Because that was added because we broke the commandments. Romans 7, verse 1. Go ahead.
Know ye not, brethren? For I speak to them that know the law.
He said, I speak to them that know the law. What you mean?
How that the law hath dominion over a man as long as he liveth.
They talking about he encompassing all of it now. The commandments, the statutes, the judgments, and the law. He's speaking in general terms, right? You can tell by his example. Because he's not going on and talking about sacrificing no more. He's talking about basically the 10 and obeying accordingly. But anyway, that's how we look when he talks in general. The whole law. But go ahead.
Verse 2. For the woman which hath an husband is bound by the law to her husband so long as he liveth.
See, that's what he started giving you an example. That don't have nothing to do with sacrifice, do it? Go ahead.
But if the husband be dead, she is loose from the law of her husband.
So where did he get that rule from? He's just speaking law in general. He encompassing the whole thing. Right? So that's what we've been doing. But you can see he clearly knows the difference between law, commandments, judgments, and statutes. Because he can speak on it in both instances. Right? What I tell you go before that? Exodus 20? Yeah, give me that. And we got some more. It's a whole lot of laws pertaining to sacrifice. We ain't gonna cover them all the way today. Like I say, we're gonna ease into it. But we need to know when it's talking about the law. It's a lot of times talking about the sacrificial part. Exodus 20. You can pick me up at hold on, let me get the verse 1. Go ahead.
And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which hath brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Yes, that's number 1. What he's giving us now is what? Commandments. He said, I don't want you to have no other gods before me. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
He said, I don't want you to make any graven image.
Or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above.
Right.
Or that is in the earth beneath. Or that is in the water under the earth.
Right. He don't want you to make a graven image of none of that. These are commandments. This is what we've been considering the law. But once we compartmentalize them, these come under the banner of commandments. The commandments is the 10. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them.
Right.
For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
That's why he don't want you offering up service and sacrifice to other gods. Remember, he got mad at Israel. You offer up sacrifice, you paying homage. He beheaded them in Numbers, the 25th chapter, for paying homage to Baal Peor. But if you notice what it said they called the children of Israel to what? To the sacrifice of their gods. Sacrifice is a part of worship. Offering is a part of serving. If we do away with it, we'll never know how to truly serve and worship God. It's time to learn how to please the Heavenly Father. It's just that time. Go ahead.
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me.
That's how angry he is. He'll visit the sin of the fathers upon the children. That's why we over here now, to the 3rd or 4th generation of them that hate him. Right? Go ahead.
And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
Yes.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
If you want mercy, you got to keep the commandments. You got to keep the commandments. That's part of getting his mercy. The keeping of the commandments. See, the reason why it's imperative that we understand is, remember the Sabbath and keep the holy. Read that and then we'll escape. Go ahead.
Which one?
Verse 8.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
That's commandment. That's commandment. It's penalty. It's higher penalties for breaking those. Right? Pick me up in Numbers 15th chapter real quick. Numbers 15. Give me verse 38. See, because if we don't know the difference, we'd be like the other Hebrew. What we about to read, they think things like, wearing fringes. They think that's law. That's not law. That's statute. Statutes can be broken, just like law can be broken. Just like commandments can be broken, but it's different. The statutes have judgments attached to them. You ready? Go ahead. Harken to the scripture.
Speak unto the children of Israel.
For what?
And bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations.
Mm-hmm.
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
Yes.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe.
Yes.
That ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them. And
so
then,
what we read now is a statute. But this statute is going to lead you to what? The commandments. He said, I'm giving it to you to remember what?
all the commandments of the Lord.
And
do them.
Talking about the 10. That's the purpose of the fringes, right? To remember the commandments and on top of that, to do them. Right? So now you can see how it works together. But everything is not everything. This is a statute. This ain't law. See, this part is going to go spiritual too. Right? Because it's the purpose of it is to help you remember the commands. All right, come on, give me that. Ready for that.
And that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a whoring.
So that's the purpose. Go ahead.
That ye may remember
what?
And do all my commandments and be holy unto your God.
Say that again. Go to Exodus the 34th chapter. Give me verse 27. So that fringes is a statute. Just like a whole statutes is like a way of life. They rules and regulations for us to govern ourselves, to bring peace and harmony on earth, to please God in our behavior, to be fair in our dealings with each other. And once you break the statute, you trespass. They come with statutes that have judgments attached to them, so essentially they almost the same. So what verse 20 says, this is Exodus 23, verse 27. Go ahead.
Exodus 34?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Okay. Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Moses,
what did he say?
Write thou these words.
What words?
For after the tenor of these words I have made a covenant with thee and with Israel.
What you talking about?
And he was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. He did neither eat bread nor drink water. And he wrote upon the tables the word of the covenant.
Which are?
The 10 commandments.
That's right. So that's the difference. The commandments, he's talking about the 10. Law, when he speaks law, a lot of times he's speaking sacrificial portion of the law. When he talk about statutes, let's go see. Now, let's go to Leviticus, the 17th chapter. Leviticus 19 is here. We'll start at verse 13. Leviticus 19, verse 13. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning.
Okay, so what we read now, we're going to find these are statutes, or ways of life. See, this is why the world is going to be in trouble. This is why the world hates you. This still go on today, but when it happens today, people shun this. They look on it, they call it day labor. Like, man, he barely make it. No, but this is the way it should be. Shouldn't be how it is now, where you got to wait a week, 2 weeks, a month to get paid. No, the man did his work in that day. He need his money that day. That's statute for Israel. That's a way of life. Go ahead.
14.
Yes.
Thou shalt not curse the deaf,
Mm-hmm.
nor put a stumbling block before the blind.
Yes.
But shalt fear thy God. I am the Lord.
That's right. Don't. You shouldn't be trying to get over on your neighbor. Somebody that's less fortunate. Somebody you know you can easily manipulate. This is a way of life for us. This is how society operates off of this. We love to manipulate and put stumbling blocks in front of the blind. Right? The people we can take advantage of with ease, that's how this society excels. But the Lord ain't like that. Go ahead.
Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment.
Yeah, so we as you can see, the more we read, the more contrary the place we live in is to the Lord. Ain't no really ain't no justice in this society. They pay off judges, they defend people knowing they guilty. Huh? That means that you agree with his guilty work, you defend him. Politicians beating and cheating and scheming and scamming. It's no justice. It's unrighteousness in judgment. The Lord don't allow us to be like that. Go ahead. See, we over here because we broke things like this. This is punishment for us. Come on.
Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty.
That's what we do. Favoritism. Go ahead.
But in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor.
Come on.
Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people.
Whoa. 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 This statute for you, Israel, you're supposed to know this. You're supposed to live this. What's a talebearer? One that bears tales. Stories. What's tales? Stories. Telling other people business all the time. That's you. That's why you're always on that cell phone. You ain't telling your business. You ain't got that much. Morning, noon, and nighttime, you're supposed to be praying. You up here telling lies. You know? Bearing tales. You ain't supposed to be like this. Go ahead and read.
Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
No. That's your mind. See, but these things are what we taught to do. We don't even like people, we don't even have a reason. I just don't like them. They said this and that. Not considered, maybe they had a bad day that day. How many times have you transgressed, said something that you shouldn't have, and then end up regretting, but it's too late. You already formed judgment. So your heritage has been stripped. That's why you act like a Gentile. That's why you act like a Roman Christian. Huh? They don't teach this. When the last time you got taught this in church? In church. Huh? When did they teach you in church this right here? They not. You know what they're going to teach you in church? You can't praise God with no instruments. Music is abomination. That's what they teach you. Jesus rose on Sunday morning. This is what they teach you. Lies on top of them. Jesus look like Fabio. They teach you this. Where you learn that at? Church. Huh? See, this is why I tell you all the time. The covenant is not religion. This is a lifestyle. And if you do this, you perform this will bring heaven on earth. But since you don't, we benefit from sin. And we think it's okay. We become comfortable. You become comfortable in your powerless state. Huh? You think it's normal. If you're the children of God, you should have power like God. But you don't. Because you don't operate within the covenant. Why? Mostly because we don't understand it. We lump everything in the law. We say, we slang out law, statutes, and commandments, and then we turn around and say sacrificial law done away with. We double talk. We don't know. Nobody's going to teach us out here. We got to get it ourselves. Go ahead.
Middle of 17.
What else?
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
That's right. You see him doing wrong, you supposed to let him know. All right, come on. You see him going down the wrong path, at least tell him. He may not know. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord.
That's the law and the prophets right there, you said, right? Get that next verse.
Ye shall keep my statutes.
See, these are statutes what we're reading about. Ways of life. Different from commandments. Different from what he called law. These are statutes, the ways of life, the way you should live. He said, you shall keep my statutes. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with thy diverse kind.
Right, that's another one of his statutes. You should not let your cattle gender with diverse kind. Go ahead. So you shouldn't let, if you got an ox, you shouldn't be letting them mix with donkeys and stuff. That's two different kinds. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed.
That's right.
Neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon thee.
He said you shouldn't sow your field with mingled seeds. Because when he created every seed after their own kind. There ain't no way you're supposed to be mixing oranges and lemons. Right. He said you shouldn't wear a garment of mingled like linen and woolen. Not that you have to wear 100% cotton or this and that, but you shouldn't mix fabrics, one from a plant base and one from animal base. So if you got cotton, you shouldn't go put fur up on the cotton. Or you got denim, which comes from the ground, you shouldn't go put fur around. See, that's hot in today's society. You got denim jeans, you're not supposed to put leather pockets on them boys. Huh? For real. That's what he's talking about. One from the ground, one is plant-based, one is animals. That's different kind. That's what he's talking about. Not 100% cotton, you know. But anyway, go ahead.
Verse 20.
Yes.
And whosoever lieth carnally with a woman that is a bondmaid, betrothed to an husband, and not at all redeemed, nor freedom given her,
right,
she shall be scourged. They shall not be put to death, because she was not free.
See, this is ways we supposed to live. We supposed to know this. We supposed to know this, right? Go ahead.
And he shall bring his trespass offering unto the Lord.
That's once you break one of the statutes. See, we trespass every day against God. Once you break one of the statutes, you committed a trespass or a transgression. Now you're supposed to learn how to appease God, to come from under. This is why we don't have power, because we don't know how to come from under the wrath. And we just remain there over and over thinking it's normal. We've become comfortable in hell. The Lord told you hell is going to enlarge itself. That's what's happening. And we comfortable in it. We there. Right? Keep rolling.
Unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, even a ram for a trespass offering.
Right. Okay, that's good. Back up to Leviticus, the 18th chapter. Pick me up at verse 1. So the Lord giving us these statutes because he don't want us to do this. Go ahead, once you get there, verse 1.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
What he said?
Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them,
What?
I am the Lord your God.
Yes, sir.
After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do.
Okay, so these are doings that other lands and nations have. He said, I don't want you to do after them, after their manners. Right, go ahead.
And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do.
As you can see, every nation had their own doing, or their own set of statutes, of laws, or commandments. The Lord told you, don't do after they do it. Therefore, he has to instruct you if he don't want you to do after them. He has to give you some order. Is that right? And that's what we're reading about. Go ahead.
Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances.
See, they got their own rules. I don't want you doing that, walking in their rules, though. Go ahead.
Ye shall do my judgment.
You shall do my judgments.
And keep mine ordinances.
And keep mine ordinances.
To walk therein.
What happened?
I am the Lord your God.
What else?
You shall therefore keep my statutes.
And
my judgments.
Right.
Which if a man do,
what?
he shall live in them. I am the Lord.
See, you should keep my statutes and my judgments. Because the judgment is attached to the end of the statute. Once you break the statute, the judgment has already been put on the end of it. That's the punishment for breaking it. We'll find out what it is. Keep rolling.
None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness.
See, this ain't law. This is statute, but you can break law or transgress. I mean, you can break statute or transgress statute. Once you do that, the judgment is already attached. So he said, none of them shall approach to the one that is near kin to uncover his nakedness. I am the Lord. Go ahead.
The nakedness of thy father, or the nakedness of thy mother, shalt thou not uncover. She is thy mother.
Yes.
Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness.
Right.
The nakedness of thy father's wife shalt thou not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness.
That's right.
The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover.
Okay, so he just keep on going on to explain to you more and more behaviors concerning things that you shouldn't do, right, sexually. But drop down to verse 24. He kept giving you more and more of them. Because, you know, people going to do, these things were going on in the nations as they still go on to this day. But the Lord is not allowing you to live after this manner, after they orders. These things are normal to the nations. Right? Verse 24, go ahead.
Defile not ye yourselves in any of these things.
Why?
For in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you.
Go ahead.
And the land is defiled.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it.
That's right.
And the land itself vomited out her inhabitants.
Go ahead.
Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments,
Go ahead.
and shall not commit any of these abominations.
That's right. The statutes we reading about, the judges on the end. Come on.
Neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourneth among you.
Right.
For all these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled.
Go ahead.
That the land spew not you out also when ye defiled it, as it spewed out the nations that were before you.
Okay, so now all of these abominations that the Lord called them that we just read about, he's going to tell you something else about them. Go ahead.
For whosoever shall commit any of these abominations,
What?
even the souls that commit them shall be cut off from among their people.
That's the judgment for breaking the statute. He lining up the statutes, the ways of life, and the judgment is right on the end. He tell you, for breaking these, this is the punishment or the judgment thereof. That soul should be cut off from among his people. Go ahead.
Therefore shall ye keep mine ordinance,
Yes.
that ye commit not any one of these abominable customs which were committed before you, and that ye defile not yourselves therein. I am the Lord your God.
That's right. Go to the 20th chapter. Let's get a couple more. 20th chapter of Leviticus. So let's start at verse 8. Go ahead.
And ye shall keep my statutes and do them.
So do you see that? Is he making it plainer? The statutes versus the judgments versus the law versus the commandments. We should have a better understanding on which one is which. And we can lump them all together, but we should be able to tell the difference also. All right, so he said, you shall keep my what?
Statutes.
Yes.
And do them.
Yes.
I am the Lord which sanctify you.
Yes. So he still commands you to do them. You still can break statute, and it's still punishment attached. Go ahead.
Everyone that curseth his father or his mother shall be surely put to death.
That's a statute. He said, shall be what? And he gave you the punishment right there. Go ahead.
He has cursed his father or his mother, his blood shall be upon him.
Come on.
And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress, shall surely be put to death.
That's the punishment. All right? Ain't up for debate. That's the punishment. Go ahead.
And the man that lieth with his father's wife hath uncovered his father's nakedness.
Yes.
Both of them shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
That's right. That's his statute. That's his judgment. Uncovering your father's nakedness, that don't mean seeing your father naked. That means sleeping with his wife. That's your father's nakedness. Once you do that, what you say? Because people doing it. Even Paul came back and telling you in Corinthians about somebody took their father's wife, remember? He said, y'all allow that. This legend, you gotta get it out of here, right? Go ahead.
Can we read 11 again?
Yeah, that's where you was. Come on.
And the man that lieth with his father's wife hath uncovered his father's nakedness. Both of them shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
That's statute and judge. Go ahead.
And if a man lie with his daughter-in-law, both of them shall surely be put to death. They have wrought confusion. Their blood shall be upon them.
Right. If people weren't doing this, the Lord wouldn't have to write it down. But for the simple fact that it's going on, he commands you, who his children, not to partake in these ways. He said, both of them, right, shall surely be put in their death. They have worked confusion. Their blood is upon them. Go ahead.
If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
That's right. The judgment is there. That's verse, what is that? 13?
13.
Just drop down to verse 23. So these are statutes. 22, I mean. But once you break statute, it's a penalty. Because he gives you the statute and the judgment right then and there. Therefore, you won't expect nothing different. Therefore, you won't come with something about, and I kept that to the best of my ability. No, you did. You broke it. His punishment comes with that. You got to learn how to get out from under the punishment. Ain't none of that, oh, yeah, I did the best I could. Well, I can't read that right here. I've been looking for it a little bit, but I ain't see it. Just keep my statutes, my laws, and commandments to the best of your ability. Where y'all see it at? You seen it? It's that gray area. Nah, that's what we put in there. Us preachers don't put that in there. Go ahead.
22.
Yes?
You shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my judgments.
Best you can. Go ahead.
And do them.
Best you can. I'm just saying, I'm trying to help y'all. Because I know we fall short. But we get up. We fall down. Look at Bernard. We fall down. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's me and my madness. Go ahead.
That the land, whither I bring you to dwell therein, spew you not out. And ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation, which I cast out before you.
So how many times you got to tell us that? You shall not walk in the manner of the nations, which I cast out before you. All right, go ahead.
For they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them.
He said, I hated them. They committed every last one of these abominations. He said, and I hated them. Go ahead.
But I have said unto you,
what?
Ye shall inherit their land, and I will give it unto you to possess it, a land that floweth with milk and honey. I am the Lord your God, which have separated you from other people.
That's the difference. He, the Lord your God, which have separated you from other people. Let me get back to the 5th chapter. So that's under the first covenant, but we need to understand. Because the same rules and regulations still apply under the new covenant. It's just one big difference under the new covenant. Well, let me get Matthew, the 5th chapter. Matthew 5. Pick me up at verse 17. Matthew 5 and 17. Talking to the scripture.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you.
Hold on, I said think not. What that mean, think not? I mean, don't even think, right? That I've come to destroy what?
The law or the prophets.
Yes.
I am not come to destroy,
but
to fulfill.
What laws did he come to fulfill? The ones we read about in Galatians, where all of Christianity tell you they have been done away with. the sacrificial law. They ain't been done away with. Jesus fulfilled the sin offering. Everything else is went spiritual. You still got to offer sacrifice, offerings, oblations. You just got to learn how. It's all spiritual. The rules are the same. We just got to learn how it applies to us under this new covenant. Because the Bible tells you to offer up spiritual. Come on, y'all. Don't act like you don't know now. If you don't know, we in worse shape. The law tells you to do what? Spiritual what? Amen. Amen. And you know what? It's going to have to be according to the time that they offered the sacrifice day by day. That's what the point of last week was. To learn in Numbers the 28th chapter when they offered up sacrifices and how often they did it. Because you need to know that, because you probably going to have to do it. And then learn how it applies under the new covenant. See, one thing leads us into another. So the Lord said, don't even think that I'm come to destroy. How long were they good then? What you talking about? Go ahead.
Verse 18.
Yes.
For verily I say unto you,
what you say?
Till heaven and earth pass,
what?
One jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled.
That's why he didn't say I did away with it. You got to be fulfilled, not done away with. He said, but we still got heaven and earth. Is that correct? Not one jot or one tittle shall pass until everything is fulfilled. So things ain't done away with, but the rest of the stuff has to be fulfilled like he fulfilled the sin offering. So you have to fulfill the part that's for you. Just like Christ came down and fulfilled the part that's for him. See, sacrifice and oblation to God is so important that he made his own son come do it. So how he going to make the son do it and you going to get away? Huh? You above the son? The Bible tells you the best you can hope is to be like your master. Right? So keep rolling. Let's see what's up.
19.
Tell me something good.
Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments.
Who is whosoever? Yeah. Break the least commandment. What's that? Somebody shoot it out there. What do the world expect? Because he said, no, different commandment. We just learned judgment. One of these least commandments is indeed the Sabbath day. That's why I tell you to remember it. It's the least to man. It ain't the least to the Lord. So whosoever shall break them
and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
At least I made it. Huh? Is that what that means? At least I made it in the kingdom. I'm the porter. The gate, I'm a singer. No, that means the least part is the lake of fire. You don't get no least in that. That's the least or the most base part you can get. Is that in that lake which burning with fire and brimstone, which most of the world considers hell. So at least you made it. Now you need to reanalyze that. Because that's damnation, right? But that's going to happen to whoever shall break and teach the least. Go ahead and read.
But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
That's what we're trying to reach. Great. In there with the Father and the Son. Well, how we get there? Say you got to do them and teach them, right? Go ahead.
For I say unto you.
What you say? Spiritual leaders. They had their own agenda. Traditions of men is what they would teach. Doctrines and traditions of men. They teach you doctrine. If you don't exceed that, you go into the same place. Go ahead.
21.
Yep.
Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time.
What you talking about?
Thou shalt not kill.
That's right. What is that? A commandment. Is that correct? We heard that. What you say?
And whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you.
What you talking about?
That whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
He doesn't take it spiritual. The law is went from carnal to spiritual. You used to have to commit, carnal is physical or fleshly. You used to have to commit the physical act of murder. But the Lord telling you right here, you won't even got to commit it no more. All I want you to do, what I dare you, is be angry with your brother for no reason. You the same. There's a reason for that. You the same as a murderer. Go ahead. We're gonna read it in a minute. Go ahead.
And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raka, shall be in danger of the council.
That's right. The judgment. You in danger to be judged. Raka, that's a word you use to contempt, to look on your brother with contempt. Disgrace, disdain, and shame. So you saying it in order to make him feel a certain way. Right? So that's why he's saying that. If you even go that far, that's how much spiritual, he done elevated the law, statutes, command. They no longer physical, they spiritual. That's why Paul talks about serving the law of God with his mind. That's where he's going with it. That's where he done took us with it. Right? So let's go, while we on that notion, pick me up at 1 John. (3 and 15). I know we don't have no murderers in here. You understand? I know we don't have no murderers, is that right? What did it say?
Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
What? I ain't kill him. Huh? I just hate him. He's ugly. You know what I'm saying? I just hate him. I just don't like the look. I hate him. Huh? For no reason. Is that a legit reason? Do I got commandment or statute saying that's a reason that I can hate my brother? I'm just a murderer. Go sit down. You just a murderer, baby. That's books. I just don't like them. What they do? I don't know, just something about it. You're a murderer. See, that's why we under the curse. We supposed to be Hebrews, Jews, some Christian, whatever term you want to use, you're supposed to be operating within the covenant. But little stuff like this kick you in the foot, they shoot you in the foot every time. We outside. And you still want the blessings. You getting a curse. What part that you don't get? You outside the covenant, you don't get the reward. You outside of the gate. You outside of the court. You don't get the reward of the people that's outside. We understand that, right? Y'all get it. Read that one more time.
Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer, and ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him.
You know that. You better get your mind right while you got breath. Because he done took you somewhere with this law. He ain't get away with nothing. He done took you to an elevated state. Pick me up at Romans the 7th chapter. We got to be better. Because like I said, once you get rid of certain things, you can get rid of a lot of other stuff. Romans the 7th chapter. I'll take verse 10. Go ahead.
And the commandment,
What's that?
which was ordained to life.
The commandments is ordained to life. You keep them, they gonna get you life. That's what he told them in Matthew the 19th chapter. Keep the commandments. Which one? He started running them down. I should not steal, kill, all of that. He was running down to 10. Right? They ordained to give life. Go ahead.
Are found to be unto death.
Because he was breaking them. Go ahead and read.
For sin,
yes,
taking occasion by the commandment,
then point out what happened.
Deceived me.
Yes.
And by it slew me.
Yes.
Wherefore the law is holy.
The law is holy.
And the commandment holy.
The commandment holy.
And just.
And
good.
Let's get away with that. So all of those commandments and laws and statutes we read, all of them good. All of them are holy. All of them are just, meaning right. And this is what else they are. Drop down to verse 14. Go ahead.
For we know that the law is spiritual.
You know that. That's what Jesus was telling. That's what he done took us with. That's why you don't have to commit the actual physical act anymore. You know what?
That the law is spiritual.
And?
But I am carnal.
Doing what?
Sold under sin.
See, sold under sin means sin has dominion over you now. rulership. Why is that important? You want to stop, but you can't. You're doing things against your own nature, your own will. You don't want to do it, but you can't stop. You know why? Sin has dominion over you. In other words, you possess. Demons are opinion. Demons ain't always violent. There's many spirits of sin. You got idleness, you got anger, you got malice, right? You got all of these different lusts and desires that reign over you and dominate you to keep you from doing the things you will. And that's why it's important for us to keep and stay within the boundaries of the covenant. Drop down real quick to verse 20. No, not that far. Go to verse 16. Now, verse 15. Keep rolling. So we know that the law is spiritual, but Paul is telling you, I am carnal, soul under sin. He's going to give us an example of what that looks like. You've seen it before. We just didn't recognize it. But go ahead.
For that which I do, I allow not.
See, the things that I do, I really don't want to do that. Huh? You ever done something that you know was wrong, then you regretted it a few minutes later? Sin raining over you. You didn't even want to do it. You couldn't stop. How many crackheads want to be addicted to crack? They can't stop. Sin has dominion over them. How many false prophets like telling lies? Well, they probably like it. But if they wanted to stop, they couldn't. Because sin got dominion and reign and rulership over them. Because you don't keep the commandments and statutes. You don't keep his ordinances. Huh? How many times you just been talking to your spouse, all of a sudden y'all get into a fight, y'all end up saying something doing you didn't want to do. And then later on you thinking about, hey, I should do this. I can't even believe I did that. Sin has dominion over you. You couldn't even stop him. He's ruling over you. You didn't give up your spiritual sacrifice. You didn't know how to appease God. You don't even know when we're supposed to give up the sacrifice. The oblation. It's still intact. So therefore, sin continues to reign and rule over you. And we continue to enjoy the benefits of sin. We on the bottom. We know the truth and we still on the bottom. We know the truth, we still unemployed. I'm just saying. We know the truth, we still can't have kids. It's a blessing, he said. Why? Sin is ruling over you. Go ahead and read.
Middle of 15.
Yes.
For what I would, that do I not.
See, what I want to do or what I should do, that's what I don't end up doing. I know the Lord said, remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. I know that the 7th day of the week is the Saturday, but I still don't do it. I want to do it, but I don't. I can't. Just keep calling. Huh? I can't, because sin is ruling. Go ahead.
But what I hate, that do I.
Oh my goodness. I don't even want to do it. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Huh? That's what it looks like when sin is ruling and reigning. Go ahead.
If then I do that which I would not.
So if I do that thing which I shouldn't do, what?
I consent unto the law.
I agree to the law.
That it is good.
But the law is good, but it's me. So I agree that the law is good. It's not a problem with the law, the commandments. It's a problem with me. Go ahead.
Now then, it is no more I that do it.
It ain't me. Who is it?
But sin that dwelleth in me.
Sin is dwelling in you. So you know what? God can't. The Lord can't dwell in the same temple, your body, as sin. It's either or. So we're taking away the ability to get rid of it. We don't know how to properly worship and serve God so that he can be reigning instead of sin reigning in our mortal bodies. Come on, Paul, give me some more of this.
18.
Yes, sir.
For I know that in me, that is, in my flesh,
yes,
dwelleth no good thing.
Nothing good about the flesh. Go ahead.
For to will is present with me.
Now the will is present. I want to do right. Come on.
But how to perform that which is good, I find not.
I don't know how to, though. I know the right thing to do. I just can't do it. I want to do it some kind of way, somehow. I just can't do it. Go ahead.
For the good that I would, I do not.
Yeah, I know to do good. I want to do that. But I'm not about to do that, really, though. Should be told, let's just stop playing. All right? Go ahead.
But the evil which I would not, that I do.
Man, the evil that I don't want to do, that I know better than doing, that's what I find myself doing. Over and over and over again. Go ahead.
No, if I do that I would not, it is no more I that do it.
What is it?
But sin that dwelleth in me.
That's right. Y'all understand that? Sin is dwelling in you. What you mean is ruling you. It's ruling your mind. The Lord talking about girding up the loins of your mind. Right? What you see and what you watch on a day-to-day. Those are subliminal images that is coming to your mind. Spirits coming in. You allow them in. A righteous man reject the wicked ones and keep the righteous ones. But everybody don't have that type of power. So what ended up happening is, it ended up getting the best of you. You end up conceding to it a little bit. Watching and seeing and doing and saying things that you shouldn't do. You can't even resist it. So you powerless in the cycle, just keep rolling. Go ahead.
21. I find then a law.
What kind of law you talking about?
That when I would do good,
what you need to know.
Evil is present with me.
That's why you need to know that. Like I say about those images, those thoughts, those spirits, you see them every day. But a righteous man gets rid of the evil ones and he keep and retain the righteous ones. He said, it's a law that when I would do good, evil is always present, no matter. It's always around, encompassing you daily. Go ahead.
For I delight in the law of God after the inward man.
The inward man is your mind. Your mind is taken over by Satan at this point. He's ruling over you based off the things you like, your lust, your desire. That's why you constantly dwelling in things that's ungodly. Because you really like it. I don't have no power to resist it. Housewives of Atlanta, those are images. Those you being taught, you just don't know. They are channeling spirits within your inward man, where the law of God is supposed to be. That's why sin reigns over you. They contrary to one to the other, the flesh and the spirit. One of them is going to take control. And he's showing you how sin ends up taking control and ruling over you. That's what we're talking about right now. Go ahead.
23.
Yes.
But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members.
That's right. I can't resist it. It's just taking me over. It's warring against the good. It's completely taking that over. Go ahead.
Oh, wretched man that I am.
Yes.
Who shall deliver me from the body of this death? So then I myself serve the law of God, but with the flesh, the law of sin.
With the mind, I serve the law of God. Sacrificial law ain't done away with. It's spiritual now. Jesus made that sin out so sin don't have to reign over me. He died for my sins that's past. Now with my mind, I can serve that law of God. I can still give my sacrifices, my oblations. How? Let's go look at it. Pick me up at Hosea, the 14th chapter. Hosea 14. Because now the law has went spiritual. You don't even have to murder anymore. All you have to do is think it. The fringes. You don't even have to wear them anymore, but the purpose was help you remember to keep the commandments. All you gotta do is perform. Keep the commandments. It's gone from physical, from fleshly to spiritual. The sacrifices. You don't have to kill bulls and goats and rams no more. Because Christ did that for you. It's gone from physical or carnal to spiritual. Circumcise the heart. Physical to spiritual. Once you circumcise the heart, then you can worry about circumcision of the flesh. It's gone from physical to spiritual. Same old rules, regulations, guidelines and codes. Different administration. Spiritual sacrifices under this new covenant. Look what he's about to tell you. Verse 2, harken to the scripture.
Take with your words and turn to the Lord.
Take with your what?
Words.
And do what?
And turn to the Lord.
How?
Say unto him.
Huh?
Take away all iniquity.
What is he asking for? What's iniquity? Sin, right? Take it away. Right? Come on. It's raining over me.
And receive us graciously.
Yes.
So will we render the calves of our lips.
What that mean? Sacrifice your lips, your prayers. But now the sacrifice, the spiritual sacrifice. It's just like it was when they were sacrificing calves, bulls, and goats. Instead of doing that, that's the carnal ordinances. Now we use the sacrifice of your lips. And God letting that hold the same type of weight. You understand that? That's what he tells you. Read it over.
Take with you words and turn to the Lord.
It's the words that quicken it. Huh? This is why you can't just pop off at the mouth and say any old thing. This is why the Lord always telling you about your conversation. He said, be holy in all manner of conversation. He told you that. Every idle word. Huh? Why? Because under this new administration, this new covenant that Christ came, he sealed. You still got to offer me them sacrifice, spiritual sacrifice. What's happening? Your words. We call them prayers, right? Go ahead.
Say unto him.
What's happening?
Take away all iniquity.
Take it away.
And receive us graciously.
Yes.
So will we render the calves of our lips.
Will we render the calves of our lips. Just like sacrificing our animals, the prayers going to hold the same type of weight. Let's go to Hebrews real quick. Give me chapter 13. Pick me up at verse 5 and then we'll drop down to 8. Hebrews 13. Hebrews 13. Hebrews 13, verse 5, then drop down to verse 8. Harken to the scripture.
Let your conversation be without covetousness.
Yes.
And be content with such things as ye have.
That's right, because covetousness, the Lord told you about that in the commandments. So you don't covet your neighbor's ox, his ass, his wife, his manservant, maidservant, all of that. That's commandment. And that's why he tells you about your conversation. Because you offering up something. Be without covetousness, go ahead.
For he hath said, I will never leave thee, nor forsake thee.
That's what the Lord said, right? Go ahead, chose. You don't have to worry about how he's going to provide for you. Go ahead, verse 8.
Jesus Christ the same yesterday and today and forever.
What else?
Be not carried about with divers and strange doctrines, for it is a good thing that the heart be established with grace.
The mind be established with grace.
Not with meats.
And what else?
Which have not profited them that have been occupied therein.
Right. That's why we got to go a new and living way. From physical to spiritual. Go ahead.
We have an altar.
Where at?
Whereof they have no right to eat which serve the tabernacle.
Come on.
For the bodies of those beasts whose blood is brought into the sanctuary by the high priest for sin are burned without the camp.
That's right. That's how it was going down under that first covenant, right? We bring the blood of the bulls and goats to the tabernacle of the congregation, and they offer them up on the altar. But the Lord already made preparation, because remember, he told that woman, it's going to come a day when you're not going to worship in this mountain, nor in Jerusalem. But worship ain't going to be done away with. Go ahead.
Wherefore Jesus also, That he might sanctify the people with his own blood.
That he might sanctify who?
The people.
With what?
With his own blood.
Where he offered it?
Suffered without the gate.
Outside of the gate. Go ahead.
Let us go forth therefore unto him without the camp, bearing his reproach.
Without the camp. Ain't no more temple. Huh? Ain't no more altar. We still gotta offer it up, though. Go ahead.
For here have we no continuing city.
That's right. Jerusalem is destroyed for us. They tore down the temple. They tore the veil of the temple ripped. The place where we did offer the sacrifice, it ripped. We won't have no more showbread, Ark of the Covenant. We won't have no more the candlestick. We won't have that stuff no more. Where is it at? Our city didn't continue. Go ahead.
But we seek one to come.
We seek one that's going to come, though, the heavenly one. Go ahead.
By him, therefore, let us offer the sacrifice of praise to God continually.
You say what? We're going to offer what?
The sacrifice of praise to God continually.
That's day by day. That's every day. That's how they did it in the law, day by day. One in the morning, one in the evening, even one in noonday. We're going to offer it day by day, so it's going to line up. It's just certain time. That's what we learned about the time, the ninth hour. And one night, it was ninth hour in the evening, and it's a ninth hour in the morning. Evening and the morning sacrifice. When should we do this? Every day. We ain't killing no bulls and goats. We still offering sacrifice just the same. You said sacrifice is what?
Of praise to God continually.
What is it of?
That is the fruit of our lips, giving thanks to his name.
Go ahead and read.
But to do good and to communicate, forget not. For with such sacrifices, God is well pleased.
You say what? With such sacrifices,
God is well pleased.
Amen. 1 Peter, the first chapter. 1 Peter 1, verse 15. Go ahead.
But as he which hath called you is holy, so be ye holy in all manner of conversation.
And you see why he tell you so many times about your conversation. You offering up sacrifice with your mouth. That's why he tells you be holy. He told you don't let your conversation be without covetousness. Be holy in all manner of conversation. Is that right? Go to 2 Peter 3, verse 11. He done told us several times. We just kind of like blew past these names. Shook it off. We know we're supposed to be doing it. We know it's good. Yet that what is good, I do not. Go ahead.
Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
Yeah. He said, all these things are going to be dissolved. You need to be holy in all manner of conversation. He knew it was going to come a day when the temple was going to be torn down. When the altar was going to dissolve, for lack of a better word. The showbread and all of that, those things were going to not continue. But he still gave us this way. You offer up spiritual sacrifices. Go ahead.
Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of God, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Okay, that's good. Go to Ephesians 5 and 19. We're just learning about the spiritual sacrifices now. Ephesians 5. Verse 19. Ephesians 5 and 19. Hearken to the scripture.
Speaking to yourselves in psalms, in hymns, in spiritual songs, singing and making melody in your heart to the Lord.
Why?
Giving thanks always for all things unto God and the Father in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ.
This kind of thing supposed to be coming out of our mouth. He said, speaking to yourself in songs and hymns and spiritual songs, right? Singing and making melody in your heart. That's even in your mind. He's trying to teach you how to overcome them evil thoughts and spirits. He said, giving thanks always. Right? Just like a Thanksgiving offering. Giving thanks. Always to God. What you say?
For all things unto God and the Father in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ.
That's right. Back up to the 4th chapter. Picking up in verse 22. Go ahead.
That ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man.
Back up one more verse. Go ahead.
If so, be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him as the truth is in Jesus.
He said, if you've been taught by him, these type of things you're going to do. Go ahead.
That ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust.
And that's how sin gets to have dominion over. You corrupt. According to your deceitful lust. He take that lust and he make it rule and dominate in your life. Go ahead.
And be renewed in the spirit of your mind.
See, that's how you get past that. The spirit of your mind. That's where the battle is taking place. I got 2 examples to show you what it looked like when it's done happen. Go ahead.
And that ye put on the new man.
Which is what?
Which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness.
Yes.
Wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another.
That's right. Once again, he's telling you about your mouth. Speak truth. Put away all evil conversations. Let us deal in truth one with another. Right? Go ahead.
Be ye angry and sin not.
Cuss them out. Once you get mad, it don't matter. You don't care. It's whatever. They provoke you. What you say?
Be ye angry and sin not.
Don't give them a piece of your mind. There's no excuse. Anger is just an emotion. He always telling you about controlling your memories. Temperaments. Go ahead.
Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Neither give place to the devil.
That's what's going to happen. You take that anger and you let it fester. That's how Satan eats. Look crack. Go ahead.
Let him that stole steal no more.
Yes.
But rather let him labor, working with his hands the thing which is good, that he may have to give to him that needeth.
What else?
Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth.
Right.
But that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers.
He said, let no corrupt communication, lying and evil speaking, and such delight proceed out of your mouth. That's what he told. He said, you need to say things that's good to edifying, that you may minister grace or help somebody that's listening. Right, go to Matthew 12 chapter, picking up in verse 34. Matthew 12 and 34. Matthew 12. See, because you know what this is? This spiritual warfare. If you do that, you're not going to leave room for sin or Satan to come in and dominate you, rule over your life to the point where you just doing things that you really don't even want to do. Find yourself with no power to stop it. So the cycle continues. Matthew 12, verse 34. Harken to the scripture.
O generation of vipers,
What you talking about?
how can ye, being evil, speak good things?
Right, that's what he asked. You got to learn how. Go ahead.
For out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaketh.
See, out of the abundance of your mind, all those things that's in your mind, those spirits, those different spirits that end up leading you and guiding you, what you put in is what's coming out. Please believe. That's why he told you, speaking spiritual songs and hymns in your heart. That's your mind. You want to combat wickedness and evilness? Turn off the TV a little bit more. Cut down the radio some more. Stay off the phone quite as much. You replace that stuff with spiritual hymns and songs. Turn on the left, read the Bible. Because you know we don't like to read. Because y'all didn't know, I hid $100 in every one of y'all Bibles. Look and see. Okay, I didn't do that, but I'm just trying to wake y'all up. Right? But anyway, keep rolling.
35.
So that's how you combat these things. It ain't going to happen on its own. And that's what we're looking for. It's just going to happen. One day I'm just going to become more spiritual. It ain't going to never happen. You got to do the work. Go ahead. Work out your own salvation. See, we don't have the fear nor the trembling. And that's bad. Because demons are above us in that category. He said they confess and believe. On top of that, they fear. We lower than an evil spirit. A devil. Go ahead.
Verse 35. A good man out of the good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things.
That's right. It's not, in other words, ain't no mix, ain't no hybrids. We can tell you always indulging in wickedness, things that contrast to the Lord, you evil. You just nice. Point blank. What you want me to say? You wicked, you just a nice wicked. Huh? You a thief, you just don't steal while I'm looking. That's it. You a murderer, you just ain't gonna kill me. I'm cool with it. But ain't me. Huh? You nice. But you still can be evil. Go ahead.
Middle of 35.
Yes, sir.
And an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things.
That's right. It's in your mind. The evil, the wickedness is there. So it's natural for it to come out. Go ahead.
But I say unto you,
what you talking about?
That every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment.
Right, your mouth is the offering of sacrifice and praise to the Lord. Every idle word. They shall give account thereof when?
In the day of judgment.
What else?
For by thy words thou shalt be justified.
Oh, my goodness. What you say? This how much weight it holds. He told you. It's the words that quicken you. Right? The word is what gives life. Go ahead.
And by thy words thou shalt be condemned.
What you say? That's why I tell you to be holy in all manner of conversation. Go to Romans, the 12th chapter, picking up at verse 1. Romans 12 and 1. Harken to the scripture.
I beseech you, therefore, brethren.
I beg you, brethren. What you talking? What you begging me?
By the mercies of God,
yes,
that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
Right, it's by God's mercy that we even have a chance to operate in that capacity. But he said, I want you to present your bodies what?
A living sacrifice, holy,
huh?
acceptable unto God,
yes,
which is your reasonable service.
No, that's unreasonable.
Which is your reasonable service.
It's too hard.
Which is your reasonable service.
You sure? Go ahead.
And be not conformed to this world,
how?
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
What we're going to do?
That ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
See, a lot of times when we really being true, the transformation hadn't taken place yet. We haven't been transformed. We still conform to the world. We haven't been renewed in the mind. That's why we think like Christians. When the Bible is all Hebrew. That's why we hate our heritage. When they teach you how to live righteously. They teach you how to serve God. We hate that. We got to be transformed in the renewing of our mind. Catholicism, we got to dead that. It's time to get back to salvation. He said it's of the Jews. Right? Did you finish that verse?
Verse 3.
Come on.
For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as God hath dealt to every man the measure of faith.
Okay, that's good. We can go a whole lesson on that one right there. But pick me up in Colossians right quick. Let's see something. Colossians 2. I just want to tackle something real quick. Pick me up at verse 8. Talking to the scripture.
Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
After what?
After the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ.
That's what's happening. He said, beware. They're going to come and they're going to spoil you with philosophy and vain deceit after the traditions of the world. But we need to be spoiled after the traditions of Christ. After his rules and regulations. That's how we need to be spoiled. He let you know men are going to come. They're going to deceive. Drop down to verse 12. Go ahead.
Buried with him in baptism,
yes,
wherein also ye are risen with him through the faith of the operation of God, who hath raised him from the dead.
Come on.
And you, being dead in your sins and the uncircumcision of your flesh, hath he quickened together with him, having forgiven you all trespasses.
How did he do that?
Blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us,
yes,
which was contrary to us.
That's what people use this to tell you that the commandments was contrary to us. But he told you, what about the commandments? They was ordained to give life. There ain't no way he's talking about the commandments. They wasn't contrary to us. They good for us. They're going to help us gain eternal life. But he said, I blotted out the handwriting of ordinances that was against you. All right? Pick me up real quick. We coming right back here. Acts 3:19. We need to know what's against you, because too many people taking this and making a whole nother doctrine out of it. Acts 3. Trying to see what was against you, or what he blotted out, right? Verse 19, hearken to the scripture.
Repent, therefore,
and what?
And be converted.
That's what you have to do. Repent, be converted,
that your sins may be blotted out.
That's the only way your sins are going to be blotted out. That's what he blotted out, right? That's what was against you. What was against you? Sin. The punishment for committing sin was death. That's what was against you. Go ahead.
When the times of refreshing shall come from the presence of the Lord.
That's the resurrection. Now let's go back to the Colossians, pick up where we left off. So now what we see what he blotted out, right? He blotted out our sin. Verse, where we leave off at 14.
In the 14.
Okay, go ahead.
And took it out of the way.
Yes.
Nailing it to his cross.
That's what he means when he told you in Matthew, I've come to fulfill. It was written of him to fulfill the animal sacrifice law. Therefore, we wouldn't have to offer bulls and goats. He did it by his own blood. He was nailed to the cross. His blood was shed just like a lamb. That's why we call him the Lamb of God, who come to take away the sins of the world. But he didn't do away with the law, did he? He just fulfilled it. Now you have to fulfill the portion that's needed for you. You still have to offer up spiritual sacrifices and offerings or oblations. All right? And he told you about his oblation. I want you to offer them in due season, at the right or correct or appointed time. And we learned one of the times was when? The 9th hour. One thing I forgot to tell y'all, well, that's the 9th hour according to Jerusalem time. Because the Lord told you that the law shall go forth from Jerusalem. When he told us and gave us that commandment, that law, wasn't no America. Wasn't no France. Australia, none of that. South America, wasn't none of that. But you know what it was? It was Jerusalem. Keep rolling, baby. Where we at?
15.
Yes, sir.
And having spoiled principalities and powers, he made a show of them openly, triumphing over them in it.
Yes.
Let no man therefore judge you in meat.
That's a meat offering. He ain't talking about meat like you eat. You know what that meat offering is? That's the bread. What else?
Or in drink.
That's the wine. Say, don't let no man judge you. Is he talking to people that's not doing this? Nobody's judging. You're not even doing it. There's no conversation to be made. He's talking to people that would be following this. Because we already know somebody's going to have something to say. They gonna condemn you. But he told you that are here, he said, don't let no man judge you, because man didn't give you these ordinances. Christ gave you these. Go ahead.
Or in respect of an holy day.
Who man gave us holy days? Huh? That's what he's speaking of. Let no man judge you in meat or in drink or respect of a holy day.
Or of the new moon.
Man gave us new moons. But man nailed it to the cross. Huh? You know why man can tell us not to keep the new moon no more? Because the sacrifice is tied to the new moon. Just like a sacrifice is tied to the Sabbath. Just like a sacrifice is tied to all God's feasts and holy days. Once you get rid of the sacrifice, once you nail the sacrifice to the cross, you can nail the new moon to the cross. Sooner or later, we can sweep the Sabbath under the rug. Huh? If we keep rolling, do what thou will. We don't need no priesthood because we're not offering sacrifices. We don't need Israel. We don't need Jesus. We don't need salvation. It's all good. You know why? Sin got dominion. So once you get rid of one little bitty thing, it's a domino effect. He said, what?
Or of the new moon.
Or of the new moon.
Or of the Sabbath days.
Or of the Sabbath days. See, this is what we need to be spoiled out. It's good that we keep and participate in these things. Man, what he's telling you, man has always offered up sacrifice to God. This is after Christ has died and risen. Huh? Let's go look beforehand. Go back to the 4th chapter of Genesis. Genesis 4. We'll pick it up at verse 1. Ready? Go ahead.
And Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived, and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she again bare his brother Abel. And Abel was a keeper of sheep.
Yes.
But Cain was a tiller of the ground.
Yes.
And in process of time it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof.
So these brothers done learn something. They learning how to serve God. Because he said it happened during the process of time. So I guess if not, Adam and Eve was just there not teaching them nothing about the Lord. Who think that happened? None of us, right? So he said it came to pass in the process of time has went by, that Cain brought an offering. How did they know? They had to learn something in order to know to bring an offering. If this wasn't part of service and worship, why would the Lord be so mad about it? But go ahead and read.
But in the 4th.
Yes.
And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering.
That's right.
But unto Cain.
If you could offer any old thing, just do your best. Why did he have respect to Cain? See, he said Cain, he brought of the fruit of the ground in offering unto the Lord. But Abel brought his firstlings. He brought his first. He brought his best, his tithes. He didn't just do like Abel, it's whatever. Right, go ahead.
But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect.
Okay, so if God didn't respect that, I don't accept anything. Go ahead.
And Cain was very wroth.
That's right.
And his countenance fell.
But why are you mad?
And the Lord said unto Cain, Why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted?
Right, you didn't do well. You transgressed. That's why you mad. Now since you transgressed, something is waiting on you. If you don't fix this in time, something is waiting on you. Go ahead.
And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door.
That's what's waiting on you. If you don't do well, sin is waiting on you. How do we know how to do well? We got the rules. We got the statutes. We got the commandments. They teach us how to do well so that we can be accepted. So Cain didn't do that. So something was waiting for transgression or trespass. You see what happens when you don't serve God right? Something waiting on you, partner. He call that sin. Sin is waiting at the door. What door is he talking about? Let's go look. The door of your mind. All right? Go ahead.
And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him.
Sin is going to rule over you. He going to take your desire. He going to rule over you. He going to do with you whatever he chooses. You're not going to even be able to fend them off. This is what Paul was talking about in the 7th chapter. Things that I would do good, I don't do. Evil is always present. He told you sin lied at the door, meaning it's present. Satan got a lot of different spirits of sin that he throw out there. A lot of different weapons and desires that he uses to shoot out traps and missiles and pistols at you. It's waiting. All you got to do is trespass. Transgress. Go ahead.
Verse 8.
Yep.
And Cain talked with Abel, his brother.
You finish verse 7?
Yes.
All right, let's go Luke 22, verse 31, real quick. Luke 22. Luke 22. He said, sin lied at the door. He was speaking of sin like it's a spirit. Oh, we know Satan lied at the door, right? And he said, to you, him shall be your desire. He's going to rule over you, right? Look what he said right here. This is 31, 22, 31. Go ahead.
And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat.
That's what he did to Cain. Once he trespassed, he desired. He was going to get out. And you know what happened? He ended up ruling over Cain. Go back to Genesis, the 4th chapter. He sifted them like wheat. Look what he did to him. Verse 8 is where we left off, right?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him.
So you telling me he wanted to do that? Huh? What man in a right mind, just want to kill their brother? This ain't even my flesh and blood, but I don't want to kill them. They flesh and blood brothers. So he just want to rise up and kill them? He didn't do well. Sin lied at his door. He ended up ruling over. He was already mad with his brother. That's why he tell you the same, that if you mad with him without a cause, you just like a murderer. Same from the beginning. He told Satan ruled over this man. He sifted him like wheat. And you know, Cain probably thinking, man, I don't even know why I did that. I shouldn't have did that. I wish I could take that back. Sin lied at the door. That's what happens when you don't do well. Let's look at it again. Because he said he lied at the door of his mind. He had to think these thoughts. Right? He didn't replace them with spiritual thoughts. And what ended up happening? He worked what was in his mind. Let's go to John the 7th chapter real quick. Get another example. John 12 and 7. We winding it down. I got a few more. We want John 12 verse 7. John 7 and 12. Oh, it's 12. Well, let's get 4, because we know what we're talking about. Go ahead. John 12 and 4. Go ahead.
Then said one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, which should betray him.
Yes.
Why was not this ointment sold for 300 pence and given to the poor?
Right.
This he said, not that he cared for the poor, but because he was a thief.
He was a thief. That's his desire. That's his issue. He liked to steal. He nice. He in the apostleship. But he a thief. All right? That's what's ruling over him. That's what's lying way for him. Did you finish that verse?
And had the bag and bear what was put therein.
He had the bag. You think that ain't a trap? A thief carrying the money bag? Huh? That's getting worried. That's a temptation, right? What else?
Verse 7. Then said Jesus, let her alone. Against the day of my burying has she kept this.
Yeah.
For the poor always ye have with you, but me ye have not always.
Okay, let's go to the 13th chapter. Pick me up at, we just want to establish Judas' issue. Verse 26. And then we'll go to Matthew 26. So we know Judas was a thief. That's it. That's what he's dealing with, right? That's what's in his mind. That's what his problem is. Verse 27.
26 or 27?
26. Go ahead.
Jesus answered, he it is, to whom I shall give a sop when I have dipped it.
So he let them know one of y'all is a devil, one of y'all is going to betray me. And he's telling them who it is. The one that I give a sop to, you the one. Go ahead.
And when he had dipped the sop, he gave it to Judas Iscariot.
And what happened?
The son of Simon.
Yes.
And after the sop, Satan entered into him.
He already was there. Through his desire. His desire was he was a thief. He carried the money bag. So Satan influenced him. And he don't have no power to resist. It's ruling over him so much so he's going to betray the master. Go ahead.
Then said Jesus unto him,
I already know what's up, Mom.
that thou doest, do quickly.
Okay, let's go to Matthew the 26th chapter. Pick up to verse 47. See what he did. Matthew 26, verse 47. Man was numbered with the 12. He had every opportunity like everybody else. They desires didn't rule over them, but he just did. So if it's that strong to take one of the apostles away, you gotta really watch. See, it's really important what you put in your mind. We think it's light out, this is America, this is normal, this is that, it's supposed, it's life. It's satanic tricks. This is a pagan prison. This is the devil's playground. What are you talking about? This is the valley of the shadow of death. Death is being pumped into your mind day in, day out. The more you give over to it, the more it's going to rule over you. The more its desires going to manifest in your life. That's it. What verse I tell you?
47.
Yes, sir.
And while he yet spake, lo, Judas, one of the 12, came, and with him a great multitude with swords and staves from the chief priests and elders of the people.
So he done got an army with him, right? Chief priests, elders, go ahead.
Now he that betrayed him gave them a sign, saying, whomsoever I shall kiss, that same is he. Hold him fast.
Dirty rat. Huh? This is his mind. This premeditated. Satan entered in. Satan influenced him. You saw that. Or sin entered in and influenced him. Whichever way you want to put it. Right? Go ahead.
And forthwith he came to Jesus and said, Hail, Master, and kissed him.
How much do we got to control you to go there for with it? It's the master. You know. You done seen this man feed 5,000 with 5 fish. 5 loaves of bread, 2 fish. He done fed 4,000. You done seen him raise the dead. Heal the sick. You still go here with it? Go ahead.
Verse 50. And Jesus said unto him, Friend.
That's what he called Abraham. So this man had every opportunity. Friend what?
Wherefore art thou come? Then came they and laid hands on Jesus and took him. And behold, one of them which were with Jesus stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest and smote off his ears.
Israel. Go to the 27th chapter, picking up at verse 1. So he betrayed the master because he was being ruled by sin. Satan entered in and influenced him based off his desire, his lust, and it consumed him. And then after that, watch what happened. Go ahead.
When the morning was come, all the chief priests and elders of the people took counsel against Jesus to put him to death.
Go ahead.
And when they had bound him, they led him away and delivered him to Pontius Pilate, the governor.
Yes.
Then Judas, which had betrayed him,
yes,
when he saw that he was condemned, repented himself.
I don't even know why I did. I should never even did that. I don't even know why I did that. The sin was ruling over. It's critical. The man changed his mind. He had to change his heart. But when you leave room for Satan, he owns you. Go ahead.
And brought again the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and elders.
Tell me to repent. You want to get the money back? You a thief. This your desire. This your heart and love. He wanted to give it back. It's too late now. The damage is done. Sin has ruled over you. So that's why the Lord tell you, don't be conformed to this world. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Let me have Psalm 119, verse 107. So the sacrificial law ain't done away with. It just went from physical to spiritual. In order to serve and please God, you had sacrifices before, you had them after. All throughout the history of time. That's part of service and worship to God. And now we're doing it with our mind. With our mouth, our words, our prayers. And they hold the same type of weight as the blood of the bulls and the goat. Right? That's what he told us in Hosea. The calves of our lips. So we need to learn how to do it according to when they was doing it. Right? That was the purpose of last week. One in the morning, one in the evening. Right? Even Daniel, when he was in captivity, what did he do? He went and he worshiped the Lord at the time of the evening oblation or evening sacrifice. And what did he do? He was praying. But when you come according to the covenant, that let God know you know what's going on. Now he can bless you because you got to understand. Now he can forgive you because you know what you're doing. Now you showing him you keeping the covenant. I ain't following Catholicism. Huh? Just saying. It's different. Catholicism is different from what we read. You know why? Because this is a way people had to live. This was life. This was your hair. This is day-by-day operation for you. To the people that took it, this is a game. This is religion. You don't mean that much. But to you, it should have been everything. What verse?
107. Psalm
Yes.
119, 107.
Yes, sir. Give me that.
I am afflicted very much. Quicken me, O Lord.
Make me alive, O Lord.
According unto thy word.
According to your word. That's the only way he's going to make you alive, according to the word. Outside of the covenant, you ain't been made alive. Go ahead.
Except, I beseech thee.
Except, I thought it was done away with. Free will offerings in my mouth. It has gone from corner to edge. Free will offering in my mouth. What verse?
In the 108.
Go ahead.
O Lord,
and
teach me thy judgment.
Teach me. If he don't teach you, we won't know. Every man that's going to receive salvation has to be taught of the Lord. And at that, he'll raise you up at the last day. That's John the 6th chapter, verse 44. Go ahead.
My soul is continually in my hand.
Yes.
Yet do I not forget thy law.
That's right. Even though turmoil and trouble and tribulation and affliction is all around all the time, still don't forget your law. Nobody ain't going to tell me it's nailed to the cross. Because I know better. Go ahead.
The wicked have laid a snare for me.
Yes.
Yet I erred not from thy precepts.
Even though they laid a trap, I haven't erred from thy precepts. I kept them. See, I even offered a sacrifice of my free will offering of my mouth, right? So let me just pick it up where we left off. Give me Numbers 28 last week, and I got a couple more. Numbers 28, we'll do Daniel 9 and Daniel 6. Just to reiterate where we pick up where we left off last week. Because it was kind of new, fresh. Just go over it again. It ain't hurt nothing. Numbers 28. Verse 1. Go ahead.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
What you tell Moses?
Command the children of Israel, and say unto them,
Yes.
My offering and my bread for my sacrifices made by fire, for a sweet savor unto me, shall ye observe to offer unto me in their due season.
Do you see what he's saying about the sacrifice and offering? He said, this is a sweet savor unto me. This is how you please me. And I want you to give it to me whenever you feel like it. What? When shall you give it to me?
In their due season.
Due season or appointed time. Go ahead.
And thou shalt say unto them,
What?
This is the offering made by fire, which ye shall offer unto the Lord. 2 lambs of the first year without spot, day by day, for a continual burnt offering.
What that mean day by day? That's every day. Continual burnt offering. When?
The 1 lamb shalt thou offer in the morning.
Now we know exactly the time. In the morning, you offer me the sacrifice, the evening oblation. And now your sacrifice is your prayers. Right? So we're going to show you what hour of prayer. Because your prayer, your sacrifice, you got to offer in due season. 1 in the morning.
And the other lamb shalt thou offer at evening.
And 1 in the evening. Every day. Day by day, due season. Every day. Right? We got that. So let's see what's going on. Picking up at Daniel, the 6th chapter. I'm just going to jump right to the scripture. Do like they do. Daniel 6. I think it's verse 20 I want. If we would have kept reading down in that chapter, we was able to start telling you about the sacrifice you got to do on the Sabbath. And you know, all of the Lord's holy days is tied to offering, sacrifice. Daniel 6. Give me verse 8. We're just going to read a little bit. Verse 8, go ahead.
Now, O king, establish the decree.
Yeah, but they wanted to get Daniel out of the top spot, pretty much, long story short. Daniel was in the Babylonian captivity, which in a way reflects this captivity we living in. So he didn't have, in this captivity he in, keep in mind, he didn't have the temple, the showbread, the menorah, the veil, the Ark of the Covenant. He didn't have all that stuff. He didn't have access to all that. Right? Just like you don't. It's the same thing. You don't either. Right? But go ahead.
And sign the writing,
that
it be not changed,
yes,
according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which alter it not.
Go ahead.
Wherefore King Darius signed the writing and the decree.
Right.
Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house.
So the decree was, you couldn't praise no other God but the king for 30 days. So when Daniel found out they signed it, he went along with it.
He went into his house, and his windows being opened in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his God as he did aforetime.
So Daniel didn't go along with that foolishness, did he? He still prayed to his God, the true and living God. He did it 3 times a day. He opened his windows. You know what he was doing? He was mimicking. When the Lord said, I'm going to open up the windows of heaven and pour out you a blessing that you won't have room enough to receive. This man was mimicking that. He could have left the windows closed and prayed, but he opened them up. The whole Bible is a mimic, if you can catch it. It's a mimic of what's going on in the heavenly. So he opened up his windows and he prayed 3 times a day. Right? And he prayed to his God. What verse you at?
11.
11? Did you finish 11 or you at it?
We finished 10.
Okay, go ahead.
Then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his God.
So let's see what time. He said morning, noon, and evening. Is that right? Now he said 3 times a day. That's what how many times we did. Let's see what time. Go to Psalm 55. Then we'll get Daniel the 9th chapter. Psalm 55 verse 17. See, this is our heritage. These people didn't forget. They knew. Psalm 55 verse 17. 3 times a day Daniel did this. Psalm 55 verse 17. He ain't out of order. He ain't just jumping up on the whim doing this. This man is praying and doing this stuff with understanding. Verse 17, go ahead.
Evening and morning.
So what time in the evening? We'll find out. Evening
and morning.
And morning.
And at noon.
3 times a day did he open his window and face towards Jerusalem. 3 times a day. This is the time of day he did it. Evening, morning, noon. Right? Go ahead. Now that's good. Or did you finish it?
Will I pray and cry aloud, and he shall hear my voice?
What? Will I pray 3 times a day, morning, noon, evening? Will I cry aloud? That's what he did. And he said, once I do that, he will hear. Because he's in line with the covenant. Right? We got that. Go to the 9th chapter. I'm going to show you how in line he is. Go to the 9th chapter. Pick me up at verse 20. 9th chapter, verse 20. And then while you going there, get Acts, 3rd chapter, in verse 1, while we at it.
9th chapter of Daniel.
9th chapter of Daniel, verse 20. Acts 3 and 1. Acts 3 and 1. Acts 3. Man, if I can get out of John, I can find Acts. Well, anyway. Acts 3. Daniel 9 and 20. Go ahead.
And while I was speaking and praying.
Yes, you were speaking and praying. I wondered when. Go ahead.
And confessing my sin and the sin of my people Israel.
Yes.
And presenting my supplication before the Lord my God.
This is all what he was doing at this time. Praying, confessing his supplication, his wants, his needs, and the sins of his people Israel. Because he knows he's in the captivity because of the sins of his people. The forefathers, which the Lord said, I remember the iniquity upon the children to the 3rd and 4th generation. But go ahead.
For the holy mountain of my God.
For the holy mountain, I'm praying for my city. The Lord told you something about Jerusalem too. He told you don't forget Jerusalem. Which is exactly what we've done. We like America. Huh? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yep.
While I was speaking in prayer.
When was you doing this?
Even the man Gabriel, whom I had seen in the vision at the beginning, being caused to fly swiftly.
That means his prayer has been answered. If Gabriel done came, the Lord sent Gabriel, the angel. Go ahead.
Touched me about the time of the evening oblation.
Evening oblation. So he wasn't just praying. His prayers got answered because he did it accordingly. And this don't change. Watch this. Go to Acts, the 10th chapter real quick. So Gabriel came down by the time of the evening oblation. Right? We're going to find out when that is in a minute. But somebody else's prayers got answered too. Acts 10 and 1. Acts 10 and 1. Gabriel came down by the time of the evening oblation, right? He said he answered his prayers. What did 10 and 1 say? Hearken to the scripture.
There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius.
Yes.
A centurion of the band called the Italian band.
Gentile, right? Italian band. Go ahead.
A devout man.
This ain't no Israelite that think like a Gentile either. It's full-fledged. All right, go ahead.
And one that feared God with all his house,
yep.
Which gave much alms to the people,
and
prayed to God always.
Prayed to God always. He didn't cease. Let's see if he did it whenever he wanted to, though. Go ahead.
He saw in a vision, evidently about the 9th hour of the day.
The 9th hour? What happened?
An angel of God coming into him and saying unto him, Cornelius.
Same time as Daniel. Same angel. He came to him at the same time. Now what you find out here is the time of their evening oblation or evening sacrifice was what you say, the ninth hour. What happened? Look what he said. Go ahead.
And when he looked on him, he was afraid.
Yes.
And said, What is it, Lord? And he said unto him, Thy prayers and thine alms are come up for a memorial before God.
So he was praying. Thy prayers have come up as a memorial. They came up with that incense that they did in that 8th hour. But the 9th hour was the time of their evening oblation. They knew. We just didn't know. Go to Acts 3:1. It's all about, if you want God to answer your prayers and hear you and remove you out of it, you got to operate within the covenant. That's point blank period, bottom line. Because the covenant is designed to bring heaven on earth. Verse 1, go ahead.
Now Peter and John went up together into the temple at the hour of prayer.
What's that?
Being the 9th hour.
Evening oblation. Morning oblation. Because you got a 9th hour in the morning, because the hour is divided, the day is divided into two. Right? 12 hours of the daytime, 12 hours in the nighttime. So the 9th hour is the hour of prayer. That's when they was offering the evening oblation in the morning and the evening oblation in the evening. So now the sacrifices that we offer is what? Your prayers. You do it according to the covenant. The sacrificial law tell you what time to do it. But you ain't going to do it because you done nailed it to the cross. So look what the Lord said about that. Go to Malachi 3. Pick me up. Let me see, what verse do I want? Malachi 3. Malachi 3, you can give me John 10 right quick. And I'm only going to do one more. I can keep saying that, but after John 3, we're going to cover. After John 10, we're going to cover. So this is Malachi 3, right? Pick them up at verse 6. Go ahead.
For I am the Lord.
What you do?
I change not.
You change every covenant. Yes, you do.
I change not.
My pastor said, you understand? We under the new covenant. It's nailed to the cross. Ain't no more Sabbath. Jesus died on Sunday. Rose on Sunday. That's a change in the law, wouldn't it be? They said, I'm God, not change not. Go ahead. And this is the reason why I don't change.
Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
You sons of Jacob are not consumed.
Even from the days of your fathers, ye are gone away from mine ordinances.
Right, you don't keep my ordinances. The order of the things that I set in place, you don't keep that. Even from way back, the time of your fathers, you're doing the same thing. Go ahead.
And have not kept them.
You ain't kept them. Come on. No matter how much you say you have not. Go ahead.
Return unto me.
Come back.
And I will return unto you.
Said who?
Said the Lord of hosts.
That's what you got to do. You got to return to his covenant. Once we return to the covenant, then he'll return to us. Then watch how your life change. You might not be at the bottom. Some of these curses might start falling off you then. Go ahead.
But ye said...
This is what you said. What you said?
Wherein shall we return?
How I'm going to return somewhere I ain't never went away? I've been keeping covenant. I've been keeping law, statutes, and commandments all of them lumped together. I've been doing that. I'm on it. I'm Israel, baby. No Gentile can be saved. Huh? Foolish stuff, man. The man is telling you don't went away. Because you didn't learn the covenant. You didn't learn the operations. It's rules in it. The Satan know all the rules. That's how he can rule over. That's how he goes to the Father and accuse you day and night. When do we accuse you? Day and night. At what time, I wonder? Man. You know what time it is. Go ahead.
Verse 8.
I can't tell you everything. Much as I want to, I can't. Go ahead.
Will a man rob God?
Not me. What?
Yet ye have robbed me.
What you? I ain't robbed you. I paid my tithes. Huh? Go ahead.
But ye say,
what you say?
Wherein have we robbed thee?
You say, wherein have we robbed thee? That's like what I'm saying right now. I done robbed God 10% every Sunday. I'm just saying. Go ahead and read.
In tithes and offerings.
That's how you rob me. In tithes and offering. If we really knew the commandments, the statutes, the laws, you would know that tithes is part of the sacrificial law. You're going to get nailed the sacrificial law to the cross, but you're going to keep tithes? The reason they was bringing tithes was to offer the sacrifices to God. The meat offering, that's the grain. Right? The drink offering, that's the bread. He said, I want you to offer tithes of all your corn. That's the oil. The oil, the corn, the wine. I want you to offer all that. Why? So we can keep these oblations rolling. This is how you serve and worship me. You understand? So he said, the whole nation doesn't rob me. You say, you don't rob me in tithes and offering. Go ahead. And because of that,
you're cursed with a curse.
What you say? Now you see why life is hard for us. You cursed with a curse for robbing me with tithes and offering. You didn't give me my sacrifice and my offering in due season. See, we still think it ain't no big deal. I can pray anytime I want to. And you know what you end up doing? What you can. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that. But what you end up doing, you pray every time except for the morning and the evening oblation. Why is it like that? Because of your rebellion. It's in your mind. You naturally rebellious to the covenant. So you curse with a curse. Go ahead.
For ye have robbed me.
Who did?
Even this whole nation.
What? The whole nation? But look what the Lord wants you to do.
Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse.
The tenth or the first fruit. Bring it into the storehouse. This is the reason why I want you to do it. Go ahead.
That there may be meat in mine house.
Meat or the meat offering. Grain. That's why he told Adam. All of these things will be meat unto you. Go look at what he started telling you. But go ahead.
And prove me now herewith.
And test me and see what'll happen.
Saith the Lord of hosts.
Yes.
If I will not open you the windows of heaven.
So, isn't this what Daniel did? He went into his house. He offered. In heaven. His sacrifice was his prayer. He said, if you test me, I'm going to pour you out blessings where you won't have room enough to receive. At the end of that story, Daniel needed that blessing. The man got through in the lion's den. I wonder what would have happened if he hadn't done it according to the covenant. The blessings, you get them by the keeping of the covenant. Go ahead.
And pour you out a blessing that there shall not be room enough to receive it.
He said, I'm going to pour you out blessings, you won't have room enough to receive it. He said, I'm going to open up the windows of heaven. So we emulate, right? Go to, he said, but you done robbed me, the whole nation done robbed me. Look what Jesus said, John the 10th chapter. John 10, we'll end it in Peter. John the 10th chapter. I said after John the 10, I got one more. See, you heard, you know, but you ain't listening. The Lord told you that. I just proved. He proved it. Hey, I tell you. It's hard to get over on y'all. So John, the 10th chapter, come up at verse 1. Then we'll skip a little bit. Go ahead.
Verily, verily, I say unto you.
Truly, truly, I say unto you.
He that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber.
I wonder who robbed you. He said, if you don't come in by this way, you just like a thief and a robber. The same is, he said you are a thief and a robber. Go ahead.
But he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep.
That's right. He that entered into the door is the shepherd. And what happened?
To him the porter opened it.
See, the porter, that's the gatekeeper. When they setting up Jerusalem, they had porters. Just like in heaven, they got angels at the gates. See, now here, when we had Jerusalem was set up and running real good, they had porters at the gates. Sometimes up to 4,000. But anyway, they control, their job is to control who go in and who come out. So if they don't give you access, you're not getting in. But go ahead.
And the sheep hear his voice.
Yes.
And he calleth his own sheep by name and leadeth them out.
Yeah.
And when he putteth forth his own sheep,
right,
he goeth before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice.
Okay, so we said they know his voice. We back where we started. If you listen, it's given to you to understand the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. But go ahead.
And a stranger will they not follow.
That's right.
But will flee from him.
Yeah.
For they
strangers speak in parables. We don't understand, but the Lord speaks plainly to his sheep. They understand his voice. He said they won't follow a stranger though, but go ahead.
For they know not the voice of strangers.
Yes, just go ahead. You might as well read. Go ahead.
This parable spake Jesus unto them, but they understood not what things they were which he spake unto them.
They didn't understand. Once again, right back. Go ahead.
Then said Jesus unto them again,
what you say?
Verily, verily, I say unto you,
yes,
I am the door of the sheep.
That's right.
All that ever came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them.
The whole nation was thieves and robbers. He said that's the only thing that ever came before me. That's what he told us in Malachi. He said, you have robbed me. How have you robbed him? Tithes and offerings. We give our sacrifice to other gods. That's the problem. That's why you got to enter in by the door. Jesus is the door. But he said, all that ever came before me was what?
Thieves and robbers.
Thieves and robbers. That's good. Drop that. We'll end it on this one. 1 Peter 2. 1 Peter 2. So, long story short, we need to understand the covenant. We'll shift it out little by little. Get back to operating within it. Operating within the covenant so we can receive what the Lord has for us. Did I tell you what verse?
Not yet.
1 Peter 2, you can pick up at verse 5. Go ahead.
Ye also, as lively stones, are built up a spiritual house.
See, you built up a spiritual house now, right? He talking to his people. Spiritual house, spiritual sacrifice, the law is spiritual. Right? We got to get on our job. Go ahead.
And holy priesthood.
A holy priesthood.
To offer.
See, the purpose of the priesthood is to offer up offerings. So you don't have a priest, if you don't have the offerings, you don't need the priest. You're not offering a spiritual sacrifice, you don't need the priesthood. That's how people can get away with saying Israel is no more. But they're trying to come to the Lord another way. The same as a thief and a robber. Go ahead.
To offer up spiritual sacrifices.
That's your job, to offer up spiritual sacrifices.
Acceptable to God by Jesus Christ.
Acceptable to God unto Jesus Christ. Verse 9.
But
acceptable unto God by Jesus Christ. Got to go through the door. That's the mediator. That's the high priest. That's the one you shooting your spiritual sacrifices up to. And he mediates. Go ahead.
But ye are a chosen generation.
What kind?
A royal priesthood.
A royal priesthood.
And holy nation.
A holy nation.
A peculiar people.
Yes.
That ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
That's right. So in order for it to be a priesthood, you have to have sacrifice. All people offer sacrifice to their God. And Israel is no different. Alright? So I hope we got a little bit of understanding in Jesus' name on understanding the covenant with the law, statutes, judgments, and commandments. And I thank you for your time. Amen. We'll put them up there. If anybody needs it. And we got some, on the chart, I got some scriptures that we read out if anybody want them. That could ever go along with the time chart that we wrote from last week. So if you want them, just let me know. We'll write them on the board. That's what we'll do. We'll write them on the board, say the Bible. When he said hello, everything, the whole